Today's A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Streamline Mortgage Solutions. Now, you were going to explain something to me.
Yeah.
This is not my wheelhouse, but tell me about temporary interest rate buydowns.
Okay, I was talking to Brian Zymel and his team, Leo, and everybody over there at Streamline Mortgage Solutions. And by the way, you should talk to them too, because just figure out if you're doing the best business decision with your mortgage or buying a home, or right now, like even your parents with reverse mortgages if they're over 62, because there's a lot of opportunity right now. So the temporary rate buydown. So essentially, right now, the entire market has come to a halt because interest rates are so high.
Everybody knows, sure.
So there's a lot of houses for sale on the market, right? And before, it was impossible to buy a house because everybody was trying to buy it. You were getting outbid by $30,000.
Extremely difficult, yeah.
So now it's possible to buy a house, but because interest rates are so high, everybody's not doing it. But that opens up an opportunity. Essentially, now you could have negotiation power with houses that are for sale. Maybe people have to sell. You offer $20,000 less, or you know what I'm saying? You're able to negotiate. And with Streamline, the temporary interest rate buydown, you can get up to 2% off for the first couple of years.
Yeah.
So essentially, you get the lower, like 2% off your interest rate currently, and then refi when the interest rates go down in a couple of years.
Correct.
Right?
Back when things like level out, the smoke clears a little bit, then after a couple of years, you're back at the original rate.
And then you just refi out of it. But essentially giving you negotiation power now when there's a bunch of houses on the market, so you could save the money now, because when the interest rates go down in a couple of years or whenever they do, the housing market's going to go crazy again, and then you're going to be back competing and paying top dollar for every house.
So you use this to make it more comfortable in the interim.
And
that makes sense to me. Okay.
Saving money now with the temporary interest rate buydown. Obviously, it's a little more complicated. I'm not a mortgage expert, but you know who is? Streamline Mortgage Solutions.
Don't talk to us. Just take our word for it.
And it's worth just sitting and talking to them, because it could be like, all right, is this good for me to buy a house with this temporary interest rate buydown? I can get a lower price on the house right now, refi out of it, or with anything mortgage related, they're going to hook you up and make sure you're making the right decision.
Especially if you're a BDM, you listen to the program, make sure you say that. If this sounds like something that could be a fit for you, maybe for your parents, maybe for a loved one, you need to hit up StreamlineFlorida.com, StreamlineCalifornia.com.
Yep, and if your parents want to stay in their house, especially with everything skyrocketing and groceries being so expensive and all prices up, talk to them about that, because that reverse mortgage system that they got now is completely new. Could be a fit for them, just like a BDM did with his dad. I'm telling you, go talk to them. It's StreamlineFlorida.com.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, it is A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hey, I heard it's going to be a fun Friday.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a fun Friday, because we have a African-American grandpa on the couch.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, okay.
Playing the role of Black Grandpa today is our good friend, local and soon-to-be national touring comedian David Jolly is playing the part of Ross meets Seth plus a little bit of Brendan.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know.
I think if you could find one guest that is the antithesis of all three, it would be David Jolly. Welcome to the program, my friend.
Thank you, my brother. It's always good to be here. Y'all doing all right?
Oh, he's already drunk. He's already drunk.
Oh, I'm going to get there.
I'm going to get there, too. I'm going to work on it with you.
So, first, we hope everybody fared as well as you could with the storm.
Well, that's not first. First is, if you were a veteran, thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. And you don't say happy. You just say thank you, I think.
Yeah.
We always get it
so
wrong.
we hope you enjoy your Veterans Day.
Yeah, enjoy it.
And we hope your cleanup efforts after the Nicole goes well. And if anybody on the coast, like the houses that are falling into the ocean, we want to ask some questions about that. If anybody knows someone who owns one of those houses, because we see the pictures of basically the erosion going, in some cases underneath your pool or up to the foundation of your house. And I was like, can that be somehow repaired? Can they bring in
earth? Can we bring in sand, dirt?
Yeah, or is it too far?
Concrete?
Because we all see the pictures and we don't know what.
They've kind of built up the beaches back before, but I feel like this is going to take a while, right? And a lot of government monies.
And a lot of your own monies, or who knows?
Because you own that property,
disaster relief monies and the FEMA monies and all those monies.
So we just me and
we don't want to dance on your grave. I don't want to make light of it because I don't think that you can at all. But Tom and I do have sort of questions that we want to ask somebody that maybe is dealing with that. I don't know if they really want to answer it right now, but we have questions because we're like, what do you for instance, the guy that you can see, and I think it's the most famous one in Daytona, where the guy is standing in his living room and then where the glass window would have been is all gone, and so now it's just a cliff where his window is. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
And he's just standing looking out, and then it's just a cliff.
Well,
can he? I mean, that whole thing is done, right? It all has to be torn down and you build the land back up, or now?
Don't know.
Sorry, no one can live there ever again. It's over.
I do know one person that lives in Melbourne, and that's actually Crystal's cousin's wife's parents.
Oh, I love these.
And I went to the house, and then it was right on the beach in Melbourne Beach, and then I saw pictures on their social of it eroded their stairs going down, and it happened before. But I remember him telling me, the dad that owned the house, he was like, we can't afford, or it's not worth it paying insurance and what they want to charge us. We basically have to go no insurance
and just enjoy it as long as we can and come out of pocket for everything.
And in the next real bad storm will eventually erode everything and take the house, and then it's gone forever. And he told me that. I was like, gone forever? But I'm like, you still own the property. But he's like, yeah, but there's no building it back. You'll just own property on the beach technically.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well then, can you build a house on
stilts?
I don't know.
The beach? You like the beach?
Anyway.
Oh, I love the beach. Me and my buddy, he buys old houses and fixes them up.
Sure, he can buy these ones right on the ocean now.
Well, I mean,
super cheap.
It depends on how much work got to be done, because a lot of the stuff you can just cut out and just redo it with the wood, you know what I mean? But some of it,
when the land is, when the
just cut it out and put more land in there.
Well, the earth is gone and eroded back, and then it's on a huge cliff. So it's once that's gone, is it?
Well, if you know, call us. Let us know.
Is this a really dumb question though, where we're like, can you put land back there? And people are like, fucking of course not, you fucking idiot. It's gone forever. You and Tom are the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen, because of course it's gone forever. It's the land.
But no one talking, you see all the horrible footage on the news, and you're like, oh God, I feel horrible for these people.
I do.
And then you're like, is there a fix to this?
Right.
Is it these houses are not going to be able to be lived in ever again? Are they going to have to be destroyed? Can they build back those seawalls?
To be determined.
Anyway.
You guys want to give context to Jolly about who we're about to call?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Amanda, you're probably... how do we explain this to Jolly?
Can we prank call him?
No,
we're not prank calling. Here, I'll put up a video, Jolly. I'm going to play a video for you here.
And before, let me plug a couple things. First, our auction's about to end at Tom and Dan Give Back. That's for our Airbnb for Friday and Saturday for our Beer Fest and Sofa and Suds weekend.
Absolutely.
So that ends at the end of the show. So if you want to bid on that, it all goes to Pet Rescue by Judy in Sanford.
Every single dime goes to Pet Rescue by Judy.
We got a promotion that we're pushing for Orlando Science Center. Daniel and Sam are going to the private planetarium experience.
Yeah.
That's for you and up to 10 guests. You get to a 1-hour tour inside the observatory.
Yeah,
and
you get a planetary show.
Oh,
you get to go into the blow-up dome that they
look
have.
through the telescope.
Not only that, but they have a high-tech projector system where they will show you the night sky from the night you were born. And Maisie, it blew her mind when I told her about this yesterday. She freaked out.
From the night you were born?
Yeah, you can
Any day in history, or in the future.
Yeah, or in the future. Yeah, you want to know what the night sky is going to look like? They'll show you. You can look up close planets, moons, whatever you want.
And, of course, Solar Bears tickets will be at these games, all at TomandDan.com on the front page. Yep. Okay, so last week, Jolly, we were talking about this video that a BDM posted, and we've been calling it the Skating Cowboy.
I'll put it up while you're describing it so people can get an idea.
So here we go.
Search Tom and Dan Live on YouTube and Twitch. Here we go.
If you search Skating Cowboy on YouTube, so he is standing on the second floor of this arena, and he swings down with a rope.
He's going to die. He's definitely going to die.
And then he transfers onto the ice, sliding on his cowboy boots. Yeah. When I say skating, he's just sliding into a mega slingshot, which catches him at the end.
They catch him, and then they go and they launch him back.
He slingshots back. Now, he is sliding on cowboy boots. He's not actually skating. And then he grabs the rope again, swinging back up.
And then he swings back up and then back down. He's back at it again. This time he's going backwards.
That's the best thing
he throws his hat.
It's amazing.
That's pretty amazing,
If
right?
I was on shrooms, that'd really fuck with me for 30 minutes.
Yeah, what'd you think?
So we put out a bounty and saying if anybody can get us this interview with this said Skating Cowboy, we'd give $100. And a BDM did it. And found the Skating Cowboy, and he's on the line with us right now.
Line one.
On line one, we've got Cliff.
Okay, here he is.
Cliff, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So Cliff, I got a ton of questions for you.
We just watched your video again while you were on hold, and I mean, Cliff, I've probably watched this video more than 100 times. It's so impressive.
And technically, it's a clip from America's Funniest Home Videos, Tom Bergeron seasons. And
the good seasons, as I call them.
And so, Cliff, all right. So first, let's go back to how, because our fascination, not only is it impressive to us, but we want to know how it even came about. Because that's
the biggest question I get is what kind of dumbass were you to come up with something like this?
So let's talk about the beginning. Like, first, what game is this?
What game is this?
Yeah.
Is it as far as the hockey game?
Yeah. Like, what is this, a
local hockey team, NHL?
Yeah, so back then it was like the AWHL, so it would be like 16 to 21-year-olds trying to get into, like, your D3 colleges and D1 colleges and stuff like that.
Okay.
So how it all started. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I'm curious first, what year was this, real quick, just to give us a reference?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was 03, maybe 04, somewhere in there.
Okay. All right.
The video technology is so old. In 03, video technology looks
like
so
a
bad.
Razor cell phone.
This honestly,
it's
I was
the late
looking at
90s,
this,
really.
Yeah, I was looking at this. I was like, this could have been 1976.
I thought it was 95.
Yeah. But you look very nice. You have on like tight fitting, nice cowboy jeans. You got on your boots. You got on a nice fitted Western shirt, a nice hat. You look like the consummate cowboy gentleman.
So how did it start, Cliff?
So, the deal with being dressed up like that is I got to give a shout-out to my buddy, Fritz Craw. He's the one that got me the job working out there. We used to come up with the thought that you need to be kind of classy if you have the honor of driving a Zamboni, because if you're not familiar with the honor of driving a Zamboni, it is an honor. So he wore tux with tails, and we just didn't want the same guy wearing the same tux with tails, so I just put my nice stuff on and kind of went with that, and that's what I ended up doing, is wearing my boots, my pants, and my hat.
Is that your normal? Is that your normal attire? Are you a bit of a Western man, a cowpoke, if you will?
Well, I'm a lifelong Montanan, so you can't help it. Even if you don't want to be, you're going to have some of that in you. But
I love it.
Yeah, I usually wear boots, and I don't always wear the hat, but. It's you respect the cowboy out here.
I feel like, awesome. Cliff, and tell me if this is correct. I feel like if you live in Montana, you have a pair of cowboy boots, just like if you live in Florida, you have a pair of flip-flops or sandals. Right?
Most definitely.
Well, I've got 2 pair of cowboy boots, and I got 3 pair of flip-flops. Where should I live?
No, man, right here. I mean, come on down. DeSantis says,
I'd say Texas.
Come on.
Texas. I tell you what, I'd rather be there right now, because it's. I think it warmed up to about 4 degrees above zero right now.
Oh, yeah.
We just had a hurricane.
Yeah, we're at a sticky, wet 84.
Yeah.
So, Cliff, back to how this happened. So you were the Zamboni driver, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so
wow.
And I'm curious because I am familiar with local small market sports teams and their marketing department.
We're working with a hockey team right now. We work with the Orlando Solar Bears that are probably about what you're describing.
And I'm familiar with halftime shows for these smaller sports organizations.
Well, we make a lot of jokes, but Tom, who you're talking to, actually planned and probably pulled off more than 50 different halftime shows for multiple small-time or, let's say, AAA teams.
Arena football.
Yeah, but you also did them for that. You did them for that. The one. The
lacrosse.
The lacrosse
Titans,
team. The Titan.
Mountain Sport or Do Action Sport.
Orlando City counts.
Listen, it's about Cliff, not me.
Yeah, sorry.
It's a different show. So anyway, Cliff, how did this even come about? So you're the Zamboni driver. Did you suggest this to the team? How did it start?
Okay. I'll give you the whole straight-up story, not too long.
Okay.
So I met an amazing person while working there. He's an amazing friend, Rex Connell. He's the mascot at the time for the team. He was phenomenal. And he'd come up with these skits and things to do, and he and I would kind of get together on a bunch of stuff, and he'd come up with the ideas, or we'd both come up with ideas and implement them during the halftime, the intermissions. And he had this one where he was beating up on this stuffed referee because everybody hates hockey refs. I know, because I am one.
Beat up the referee.
Mad respect for you, dude, that you're a ref.
Two of my favorites are beat up the ref and security guard gets down dancing. I'm a fan of
There you go.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's dope.
I love it.
Go ahead. So anyway, he came up with this idea that, geez, this is getting kind of old with this beat the ref thing up. He says, would you do me a favor? And I said, you know me, I'll do anything, And he said, I want to get this gorilla suit. And, from that point on, we just started coming up with stuff. So what I did was,
Is this the North Dakota Drunky the
Exactly, it is.
Hold on, what?
The tipsy gorilla.
What was the mascot?
The mascot was like a husky dog.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, So they were called the Ice Dogs. So he said, well, would you dress up as this gorilla and put the referee jersey over it and say his bigger brother's going to come to town and beat you up because he's been beating up his brother, the referee? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we just kind of standing there brainstorming. Oh, wouldn't it be great to kind of, slide on out there or bring on a rope or something? And I looked up and there was a big beam right above me. I said, hey, there's a beam right there. I said, I think we could tie a rope up on that. So long story short.
I love it.
Hold on.
That's so dangerous, and that is how it happens because I've done this with my partner, Tom, and that's exactly how it happens. You're like, well, there's a beam.
Hey, there's a beam.
Yeah,
You might as well use it.
And then he'll go, I got a ski rope in the trunk of my car because we went skiing last weekend. Let's do this.
So did you, when you saw the beam, then you literally just thought, hey, I could tie a rope to the beam and then swing in from the second floor of the arena?
That's dangerous, man.
Well, what it was initially, I'm kind of instead of a pre-planner, I'm kind of a ready, fire, aim kind of guy. So I really hope things work out when I try them.
Yeah.
And so initially, I kind of climbed the ladder and tried it, and this will work out all right. So during the game, the intermission, I'm running around chasing him around, and I grabbed this rope and I come off the top of the ladder and kind of swung out, swung back, and then swung back out and went after him, and everybody thought that was pretty cool and everything, and did it a couple more times, and then one of the guys in the stands, who's a good friend of mine, he says, how are you going to top something like that? He says, that was pretty cool. I said, I don't know, and he says, why don't you see how far you can slide? And I'm like, well, hey, that's a great idea. So the next game I did that, swung out there, but the ice was dry, right after the hockey players got off the ice. Didn't go so well, kind of didn't get much past the red line. So I thought, well, if I put water down kind of heavy, I bet I could slide pretty good. And he said, well, let's try it next intermission. I said, well, I've never practiced this. I mean, okay, what the hell, let's do it. So I get all the way up to the second floor. I ran my last pass in the Zamboni and put a whole bunch of water down and ran up there on the steps and grabbed that rope and swung on down and let go, went all the way to the other side and about broke my arm hitting the door on the other end, which was cool. Got a good cheer for that. And then, again, he come up to me and says, well, what are you going to do to top that? I said, I don't know. So a couple games later.
Hold on. So
games later.
Cliff, okay. Now, is anybody monitoring you or like overseeing this? Where like, hey, you're gonna hurt yourself, buddy. Like, we got insurance. Like, this is a minor league hockey team. Like, the owner doesn't want to get sued. Like, because I've dealt with that in the past, and like,
I hear you. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, this is like Tom's dad.
It is. Yeah, this is Tom's mom. Like you're
stunt daddy.
Yeah, you're in Montana, right?
Y'all are definitely related.
I'm in Montana.
hold on. Did you take a boat out into the hurricane and then swim to the Keys and then leave your family because you're? Anyway, sorry. I was just making a joke about my dead dad, Cliff. I'm sorry. Anyway, so
You must have been a good guy.
Oh,
sorry.
my God, Cliff, you're the best.
So,
No.
yeah, the people were, the owners and stuff, were they hassling you about you could hurt yourself?
They said, well, it's privately owned, so keep getting some background there. But,
Yeah, I'm killing that for you. There you go.
That's okay. That's okay. He just said, well, he says, I don't know about that. I said, well, his name was Jason. Martell's owned the rink out there, and I said, hey, if I bust my dumb ass, it's on me. It's not on any of you. If you want me to sign something, I will. And he just said, well, okay, whatever. So he let me do it.
This is exactly
You're right, man.
the same thing.
It's amazing how they'll let people do
What can I ask?
ridiculous things when they'll just by like, hey, you could do it. All right, he sounds pretty
Blind
confident.
faith, yeah.
Why?
Well, Cliff, why do you think? Because around with us, I mean, Tom and I are constantly asking the question. Well, why would a big corporation or even, but still even a small hockey team is still a larger organization than just two guys that do the halftime or in between periods? Did you ever think that there would ever be any litigation or any problem or anybody would say, hey, you guys can't do that, or no more gorilla suit madness? Or
Oh, absolutely. I was waiting for any point in time for them to come down and say that's enough, which was fine. I mean, I'll find something else dumb to do. We'll get rid of that one.
So Cliff, I know you're building up to the actual what was on America's Funniest Home Videos, because we'll get to that too, because I'm sure once that got on America's Funniest Home, that was a funny deal for you. But the transition you make, Cliff, from the swing from the second floor to the ice, it's so smooth that it does seem like you've done this your whole life. Like we were surprised on how smooth of a transition it was, and you're saying that you've only done this a handful of times before.
Right. Before that video, I probably only done it probably 5 times. Wow. So, yeah, it just a little bit of luck, I guess. I don't know.
And a lot of core strength. Are you in really good shape? Are you like a?
Well, he's a ref now, so he has to be.
I mean, you're.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I was in my late 40s then. I'm 60 now, and back then I was, I was about 235 pounds with a 6-pack, and then.
Hell yeah, Cliff.
I was in pretty good shape back then.
All right. You were a snack.
Well,
Look at you. 235 with a 6-pack. Oh, my God.
Josh Allen,
man, that is a beefy boy.
He's like a mountain man Thor or
now I'm
something.
220 with a small keg, so...
fine. That happens to all the best of us, Cliff. So,
would you be willing to try it one more time?
For the Orlando Sullivan.
If we flew
we're going to get to this. We're going to get to this. So, you do this, Cliff, and tell us about that night that's actually on the video that we watched on America's Funniest Home Videos.
Okay, well, there's a lot to it because I had never done the slingshot part at all until that one night.
Oh, my God.
That's amazing.
Throwing a slingshot at the last minute.
So, yeah, exactly what happened. So they borrowed that big slingshot from one of the other hockey teams, and they did what they called hockey bowling or something, where they shoot some guy on a sled at some bowling pins or something.
This is why hockey's great, is that they actually they trade slingshots for the in-between periods.
Right, but they only pulled it back to, like, the blue line. So I said, hey, they got that slingshot here. I said, hey, Bill, another guy I worked with. I said, let's stretch that thing across there and see if it'll shoot me back. And he's like, yeah, okay, if you want to try it. I said, well, yeah, absolutely. So we never practiced it. We had no idea what we were even going to do. We just figured, well, if it works, it's great. If I crash, I'm still going to get an applause. So what the heck, So they stretched it across there after my last pass, and I was watching your little video that the gal that found me, Karen Diggs Retro. She sent me the link, and I was watching it, and I think Dan made the comment of the guy holding the slingshot was just kind of just standing there. Well, what you don't see is it took 4 guys to pull that thing back, and there's 3 guys back in that tunnel there underneath in the back outside that door, and they're hanging on with their feet digging in to keep control of that, to keep it snapped back. And the guy that you saw on the ice, Bill, he was just there to tell him when to let go. So when I come sliding down there, my last words to him were, I don't know if I should do this, but let's go. And he just dropped it and let go. And I tell you what, by the time I hit the blue line, oh, my God, I said there's only one way I can save myself, and that's to hang on to the bungee and just go down or let it go and just see what happens. So I just let go of the bungee, and when I was coming across that ice, I was picking up so much speed, I was hydroplaning on my boots, and I thought for sure I was going to die. So,
oh my God! You're hauling
I shouldn't be laughing at that. I'm sorry.
You're going fast enough
fun.
where you're able to grab the rope you swing off at the beginning and then swing back up.
That's just athletic talent.
And then you come back down and then you throw your hat. It looked like a perfect choreographed. Like, oh my God, this guy does this across the country at every single hockey game.
Tom's right. From the beginning, when you go to when you land, you hit the slingshot. They slingshot you back. And if you really watch the video, watch his right hand. He gently lays the slingshot down as he's going. At least it looks that way. Then you rock it across. Then you grab the rope again. You go up. And then when you swing back down again, it's so perfect. And then you throw your hat. It does. Tom's right. It looks like you've done that, I don't know, every night at a dinner show for 7 years.
Well, you got to think of when you're going down the ice there, you really don't have control of turning forward or backward. It's just kind of all luck. But what I did find out is if I put a little more weight on my heels, it would kind of make me go forward. Or if I put a little more weight on my toes, it'd turn me around to backwards. So as I come shooting back there, when you see me gently lay down the rope there, that was the point of I should hang on to this, but something made me let go. So it wasn't gentle, it was tentative, and it was, I think I just killed myself.
Well, Cliff, you know, of all these years, I've never talked to another person that was in charge of putting together halftime shows or intermissions, and like willy-nilly allowed to do whatever they came up with. Besides for me and my Predator days, you know what I'm saying, where like they just do whatever goofy thing you can think of.
Just fill the time. You have 12 minutes and 40 seconds.
But now I'm thinking that there are probably others out there like Cliff and myself.
We should try to find them.
Given the task of coming up with whatever halftime or
does
intermission
it make
show.
You feel better to know that Cliff knows it was just as willy-nilly as all your garbage?
Yeah, I feel like I'm at an AA meeting here where I need other people that have gone through the same
Cliff.
Stunters Anonymous.
So Cliff, when did this end up on America's Funniest Home Videos, and when did you find out you were actually on that show?
Okay, so prior to giving that a shot, the videographer up there that has to videotape all the games, I asked him, said, hey, would you film this just to see how it looks? And I think it'd be pretty cool. He goes, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So he filmed it, and he had a buddy that worked for Fox Sports in New York, and he called him up. Well, before he called him up, he asked me, he says, hey, can I send this to my buddy in New York? And I said, yeah, sure, go ahead. So he downloads it to him. And by the time I woke up in the morning, I got a phone call about 6 in the morning from some guys on Rockford, Illinois, and then I got phone calls from, oh my gosh, a couple of radio stations. I mean, it went crazy.
And here we are, hitting it about 12 years off the mark. Yeah, look at us swooping in for the latest and greatest. It's Tom and Dan, 12 years
I was
late.
just thinking to myself, wow, is this country that hard up for some dope on a rope?
Dope on a rope.
Yeah, dope on a rope is awesome.
So, Cliff,
That's my wife called me, by the way.
Oh, God bless her.
Now,
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah,
why are all our wives unimpressed by any of these things we do?
Dinky the drunk and dope on a rope. Look at these idiots.
Well, there's two things I learned about women is it takes a good woman to make a good man, and the other thing is you never knock their choices because you're one of them. So.
I love Cliff.
No,
I've never thought about it. Cliff, you're the official dad of the show.
Oh my gosh!
I love it.
Yeah, but what if you have
low standards?
Better than my dad for sure.
If you have a horrible interpretation of yourself, then you look at your wife like, "Why did you choose me? That was a foolish move."
Right. It works both ways.
Anyway, so Cliff, after you were on America's Funniest Home Videos, did other hockey organizations try to give you a call to see if you could do this
the Cowboy
at their events?
Yeah. So I got a call from, I'm hoping I got the name right, from a guy named Andy O'Reilly in Muskegon, Michigan. And the Muskegon Fury down there, they're kind of an upper-level team. He wanted to get me down there. He said, hey, he says, give me your agent. I'd like to hire you. I said, I don't have an agent. I'm just an idiot with a rope.
An idiot with a rope. Oh.
He says, would you come down to Muskegon, Michigan? He says, we'll pay for everything. I said, yeah, I'll come down. But, I checked there. There's something to tie to. There's a couple things we had to make sure it was going to work out. You got a beam got a beam and intermission is all we need. So they flew me down there, and I did it Friday and Saturday night each at the Muskegon Arena down there, and it was it was really funny because I show up there and I'm standing up top in the mezzanine watching the first period hockey game, and I got my cowboy hat on and stuff. Well, you're in Muskegon, Michigan. There's not many cowboys there, and they're all kind of looking at me like, who is this freak? What's he doing?
Who's this guy?
Well, so then after I did it, then it was, hey, can I have your autograph? And hey, you're cool. And hey, you're
the dope on a rope. Dope on a rope.
Dope on a rope. So I got called there, and then the Regina Hockey League up in Canada, they kind of call
Regina Hockey League.
That's like
Regina,
the lingerie football league.
Sorry. Regina.
Sorry. What an unfortunate name for a league. Hey, we're having the soft opening of the Regina Hockey League.
Come on. Oh, you
White
got
on
it
it.
there.
Yeah, dad joked to the death. I dad joked the no put a rope to death. Great job, Dan.
Yeah, that never materialized because of liabilities and things like that. But other than that, that was pretty much it.
So Cliff, you found as it got up the chain of command to like a bigger organization.
Oh, like the NHL,
they ain't gonna put their stamp on this. Yeah, you're not gonna go.
I was up in Calgary and I was touring their facility for refrigeration and stuff, just to kind of get a little idea what they had more business wise. And I was talking to him there, and the guy said, yeah, I saw that video, and he says, we can make it happen easily here. He says, but the liabilities, he says, there isn't enough paperwork to legally to cover everybody. I said, I can imagine that. So,
that's
plus
what you
the beams are about 10 times higher. So
that's why a lot of we works in baseball, works in hockey, soccer,
the minor leagues.
That's why they're so fun. That's why you should support our Daytona Beach Tortugas, especially now because they need help.
Sure.
Our Solar Bears. That's why you should support them because they can get away with a little bit more. It's a little more fun.
The bigger you are, the more scared you are of lawsuits. You're like, they'll sue us.
Yeah.
The minor leagues are like, well, we don't even have that much money.
We need to pack the seats. Yeah. They're willing to gamble because they'd rather sell the tickets.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Cliff, thanks for the interview today.
Unbelievable, man.
We are actually sending you the $100 bounty that we put out. Because,
I'll need your payment info, Cliff.
Because
that's really nice.
We were going to give it to...
Yeah, Karen forgoed it. She said to give it to you.
Yeah, she said it goes to Cliff, so we'll make that happen. Do you want... David Jolly's here. David, you want to ask a question?
Cliff, I just had one question.
Sure.
To when you're a professional cowboy, do you have do you have to own a pair of assless chaps?
All right, Cliff.
There it is.
Cliff, don't listen to him.
I just wanted to know.
Mountain hockey here, so
yeah.
What's that called? Rocky Mountain Hockey?
I know what that
when
means.
you wear assless chaps? All right.
I'll pay good money to see that.
So I guess the last question. Now I don't know if I'd have to talk to the Solar Bears and get all the president.
Are we flying Cliff down?
I mean, that's what I want to do, but I don't. Yeah.
If we could put it all together, Cliff, would you do it one last time?
And then we retire it, and then we officially retire it.
We fly you down from Montana or to Orlando. Maybe you bring your family.
And we'll also present you with a plaque, and we will put
golden boots.
We'll put the rope in a box, and we will bury it as a time capsule.
That'd be amazing.
Well, there'll have to be a lot I have to do on this end. One is I got to get hold of my buddy Fritz to see if he still has the rope, and then two,
well, we can get you a rope.
Nope, gotta be.
You can imagine, leather and water doesn't mix so well, so my boots pretty much fell apart. I got to have to get a different pair because I'm not going to use my ostrich skin one.
He's trying to pressure us.
So now we're getting new boots.
Now I got to be in.
Hold on, he's new boot goofing.
Yeah, he wants me to buy me a pair of Tony Llamas.
Yeah, and we're flying the Spirit too.
We got you on Frontier, and your boots are going to come from maybe a shoe carnival. They're not Tony Llamas.
Yeah.
Two stops International. They got 2 pair for $100.
There's a way to make everything work. Yeah, it's going to have to be probably next year because I'm just recovering from a shoulder surgery from playing too aggressive.
That's
hockey.
you, Tom. You need shoulder surgery.
Oh, my God. This is Montana Tom.
Yeah, Tom also needs shoulder surgery. He has that. Do your shoulders make gritty noises?
Oh, yeah, it kind of crunchy. Yeah, my right one's been bad for 15, 20 years. I was a firefighter.
What is happening?
Garage door come down on me. So
Oh, my God.
I never
garage
fixed
door.
it.
Oh,
I never fixed it, and I should have. So if you're young and you're in your 20s and you're invincible, you think the whole world is nothing, nah, it'll catch up to you.
Oh, it's coming for you, Tom.
Wow, we're going to get a break because we're taking a dip in the energy level here. It's a low energy level. Look how sad Tom got.
Oh, hey, I got a question. I got a question for Dan.
But please.
I think it was Dan. I was watching the video. You had doubts that this was real.
I did.
Is that true?
I did.
You did.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because people underneath the video, and so many videos are fake now, right? What you did,
yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, what you did is remarkable. It's like one of these like people are amazing videos, but there were people underneath you. If you go down in the comments under YouTube, you'll see people say he's got skates on his on his boots.
Oh no,
he's got and all these things, and then they planted the seeds of doubt. And I am so twisted up in this internet world that I apologize. Yeah, I thought
I didn't take offense by any means. I just thought it was funny. But no, that's exactly what I figured.
Yeah.
Like you say, you could see something on the internet or anywhere, and it looks so real that you can't decipher. But I assure everybody out there, if you have any doubts, it's 100% real. I could give you names, addresses, anybody you want to talk to if you doubt it. I don't care.
No, I believe you. I believe you 100%. Cowboys don't lie.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's I guess it's everybody's amazement of the fact that they let someone do this and how willy-nilly it is.
It's also the way. It's also the way you did
understand.
it. The core strength that you had. You talked about having a six-pack. It shows because you're not wobbling all over. You have enough. You're like my daughter. My daughter's a dancer. You have enough core strength to stand solid on the ice. That's why when you see hockey players with their shirts off, they're friggin' chiseled because the dudes are having to bend and angle and move and rotate, and it's a lot of core strength.
With skates, with
Yeah.
skates you've got edges to turn everything. With boots, I mean, you don't. It doesn't look like it. But I had really no control. It's just a matter of I hope I can stand up. And I was going so fast on the way back.
Unbelievable.
And I really thought for sure that it was going to end up really, really bad. Everything worked out that I basically jumped at the rope and grabbed it and luckily hung on to it. So I thought I was just going to run down the hallway and stop. But I thought, well, let's give it a shot.
I like that.
Because the presentation, Cliff, it looks like a choreographed, well-rehearsed.
The hat throw.
The hat throw is so good.
So to find out that it was all improv at the time, and you were like just going like, because if you would have fallen down too, it would have been way less impressive. Everybody would have kind of been like, like the fact that you were able to stand the whole time and throw your hat at the end, it was like, oh my God, it was perfect.
It's amazing.
What was cool about the whole thing was, I think the hat toss was, I don't know, when I'm coming back on that slingshot, there is a crowd there. I think there was just under, 4,000 people there that night. But
that's a lot.
But when I come back on that slingshot, everybody started cheering like they were winning the championship game or something.
Yeah.
And when I grabbed that rope and come back out, it was deafening. And
That's
I tell you what, it was an amazing feeling. I mean, the fans were tremendous. That was probably some of the best fans
I know that feeling,
I've ever
Cliff.
been around.
Cliff,
people know that feeling and they chase it the rest of their lives.
Cliff, some days where right about when you're going to go to sleep at night, do you think back and you're like, I got one more rope in. One more.
Well, I tell you what,
phrasing.
If I got one more rope, and how tall is your beam down there anyway?
Oh yeah, baby! Oh yeah, this gotta happen. This must happen.
I know. Listen, I think about it every day, Cliff. You wake up, you look at yourself in the mirror, your eyes are bloodshot. And
You can't hold the rope anymore. You're soft. You're weak.
He got to hear a mountain man.
I relate to Cliff here.
I know you do. I know you do, buddy.
Like me and Cliff need to hang out
Lots of
together.
fun.
Would you do it as well? That'll sell the deal.
No, that would
But you
ruin
do
it.
it in some
That would
language.
ruin it.
Yeah.
You can't bite Cliff style.
Like a tandem jump out of a parachute or something.
Well, like a father and son cowboy.
I need a tiny ice scooter. I'm more of a jumping cowboy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I specialize in the old jumping and the cardboard
He's not
boxes.
a slider. He's a jumper.
Yeah. I jump, not slide. Yeah, all right, Cliff. It was great talking to you. We'll send you the $100 bounty, and we appreciate it. All right.
Hey, if you haven't sent that yet, would you do me a favor on this Veterans Day? And I'm a veteran. I'd like to see someone veteran, or they've got a couple of groups out there that have children of veterans that have passed in battle. That helps them with their
100%.
schooling in college.
Absolutely.
We don't
you could
deserve
find
you,
one of
Cliff.
those. I appreciate that.
You know
Well,
what?
yeah.
We will find a veterans charity that affects families and children of veterans that have passed, like you said, and we will honor you by putting it there.
We'll go ahead and double it, and we'll go through $250.
There you go.
We'll donate $250 on your honor.
We'll put a little extra on it, and we'll do it for our favorite skating cowboy.
Thank you for your service, Papa Cliff. Thank you for your service, my brother.
Thanks to all the veterans out there. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you soon, okay? We'll keep your number, and then we'll reach out again, okay?
Yeah. Please do. Thank you. Take care.
All right, man, Cliff. Take care, man.
Oh, man, we don't deserve Cliff.
And then he puts the veteran on the end of it because, look, I don't know what this. I want to say the right thing on Veterans Day, and that's the right thing. What he said. We'll give a little money to a family charity that helps out some kids who may have had a dad or mom who passed in the military. Oh, that guy's amazing.
Holy shit! Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Right?
Shoulders.
We show a stupid video last week. We got a BD and track him down.
We should just fly him down and take him to Rachel's.
Why? You know what? Finally, somebody with a good idea.
Cleo's. What about Cleo's? You know about Cleo's?
I know about
what's happening in Cleo's.
Oh man, black booty cheeks everywhere, baby. Puerto Ricans, everything.
I bet you Cliff likes some Puerto Rican booty cheeks. He sounds like he likes Puerto Rican
I feel
booty
like
cheeks.
he wouldn't disrespect his wife like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she passed.
I don't think she's that kind of gal. She called him a dope on a rope.
Well, you're right. Maybe he looks at his picture like every morning. I don't know if he's still married. I don't know what's happening in his life.
You're right.
That's not my business.
I'm so glad that Cliff's wife also thinks
all
his
it's stupid.
achievements are dumb.
There he goes with the rope again.
A hurricane's coming. Your plants are blowing around, you idiot.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jolly about Cleo's and and then some other things.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
He said it was 4,000 people in the stands, and they were in Montana. It's actually 4,000 people that live in Montana.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some big cities.
Big cities there.
Yeah.
Big hockey state, too.
Well, I mean, the further you move to the left, the more you find the hockey people.
But it's all it's in all within
Pockets.
the city, and then it's a vast wasteland of beautiful
mountains, and
wilderness.
Well, you watch, I forgot the
He
name.
loves
Yellowstone.
I watch National Lampoon Vacation. That's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, that's like Yellowstone, exactly. It's exactly the same. It's exactly. The name of the band.
Moving on.
The name of the band is Me Like Bees. The name of the song is Disco Two-Step. We'll be right back. Oh, man.
We both have used at-home floor store to refloor our entire houses.
I think I'm going to use them again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I need them for my balcony. The tile out there is...
Oh, yeah.
It's just bad. And I'm spending a lot of time out there with my puppy, and I love sitting out there. The weather's amazing. And I just got excited about it, and I thought about, you know what? It's time to get some nice outdoor tile.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to take the samples home and put them out there, see how they wear, see how they look. And I get kind of excited about it.
You save a ton of money. The at-home floor store van will come to you and present to you all the flooring options. They do carpet, they do wood, they do luxury vinyl plank,
laminate, tile, anything, travertine, anything you can think of, they got it.
Yep, they've got everything. Daniel has used the luxury vinyl plank in his house, which is great. They can lay over your existing flooring.
Now, I thought about that for outside, but I don't think that's an option. Because the one area I think it doesn't do quite as well would be like in extreme sunlight. And that's exactly what I got.
Yeah.
So I need to go with something
totally outdoor, like regular tile.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm probably going to have to go with a more standard tile. But again, they have all the knowledge, and they save you the time by bringing everything to you and to your family.
Yep. Give them a call. They service all of Central Florida and Tampa. It's athomefloorstore.com.
That is the Greeting Committee with, what was the name of that song? Hopscotch. Hopscotch, the dirty edition.
That's a vibe.
Yeah, it's good, right? Yeah, I like kind of that shoegazy, little funky little tunes. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha and Jolly and other people all hanging out with us today.
Our merch item of the week is the BDM Secret Knowledge shirt. It's only $15 on our site. We got
like
some
that shirt.
We got some more Halloween shirts left over.
I feel like we just got that shirt in. We're already selling it for $15.
I know.
I mean, shit happens.
Got to make room for the new
business.
shirts.
Yeah, we got new hoodies coming.
Yeah, those are great.
So
they remind me of old school 1999 to 2000 skatewear.
Real quick, our Bad Business Beer Fest is November 19th, next Saturday, and then November 20th, the Sofa and Suds Sanford Couch Races.
Yeah, the world-famous Sanford Couch Races.
I want to thank JustCallMo.com, Secured Roofing and Solar, Pyrospot Fireworks, Fairville Megastore, American Air and Heat, Precision Door, and 3 Mavens for being our sponsors. And those, it's the only reason that we can do a free beer fest is our sponsors, just to give you some behind the scenes of how bad a business is. Basically, the sponsor the event, they pay for everything, so the stage, the live music.
Fancy people call that underwriting. They go like, everything's been underwritten by, and then they give the we say, hey, it's sponsors, they pay for this shit.
And then all the breweries, we have great brewery partners.
Well, it's a celebration of beer. This is not the beer fest, even though I know people do get twisted at it. It's not, this is about tasting and celebrating true craft beer in like an epicenter of craft beer. Between here and Tampa, there are so many good little breweries and so many little delicious handmade beers that you can get. So when you come to this beer fest, try the beer, talk to the brewers, talk to the people that actually made the beer, and support them, because that's why we do a free beer fest. It's really for the brewers and for kind of the vibe of our show. And I don't understand why we decided to do this type of event, because it's super difficult for, namely, you have to shoulder all of this and it drives you crazy. This is arguably the hardest thing for you to do all year, right?
Yes, and hopefully it just everybody thanks us for doing it, and then
bring a friend, sign up.
Hey, I'll support Tom and Deb. I mean, that's really the only way to pay us back.
Keep supporting us.
Keep listening to the show.
We know there's a lot of other shit to listen to out there, but regardless of how good that is compared to us, let's listen to us.
We're trying to work for you. So before we talk to Jolly,
I'm sorry, can I ask a question? The beer fest, that's next Saturday, right?
It is.
Yes.
What time does it start?
The pouring starts at 2.
No, I'm kidding.
But we're telling everybody, we start handing out the sample cups and wristbands at noon.
So you have to have a wristband and a sample cup to get the samples.
And we only have 2,000, so it's like once we hand out 2,000,
once they're gone.
Well, no, the reason why I was asking, because I'm in town next week. I got a clean comedy show, and they don't serve liquor there, so I might come get smacked at y'all.
Okay.
Before
I go to the church.
Get right.
Before I go to the church.
Yeah, get right and then go to church.
Yeah.
Man, I used to smoke. No, I'm not going to tell that story.
So now, before we talk to Jolly, I will say, because you told me something during the break, and it reminded me of
I'm gay.
Of a piece of advice that a lot of people should hear, and it remains true throughout my entire time in this business.
I was giving him advice?
No, it is. If you be cool with everybody, especially in the entertainment business, because whether they're below you, on your same level, above you, whatever, it's eventually over enough period of time, like one of these people could help you out.
Sure,
and as long as you're cool with them, you know. I guess
I would say you are one of the kings of that.
But there's no reason I'm not a dickhead naturally, so I'm just cool with everybody.
Just
so
accidentally sometimes.
Yeah, it's true.
Allegedly.
Right.
You know what? I'll even throw an allegedly on that, because no one has claimed that challenge. I mean, we'll get the Montana skating cowboy, but we don't get the accidental dickhead proof of you being an accidental
But y'all need to get y'all flowers, though, man. Like, you know what flowers is like showing, like, y'all show people so much love. Like, any show that we done had, like the last 3 I've been here, we sit here another hour or 2 and I ask my questions, and how you were just saying, you're going to show me that and do this. That's real. You feel me? You realize that you got your position where you're at, and it's not going to harm anybody else to give people this information.
Of course.
Or put them on another level.
Well, no, maybe you'll become rich and give me some money. I always look at everybody as being, if I'm nice to them, maybe they'll be nice to me with money somehow.
Again, that's because people are like, oh yeah, be cool with everybody. How, that actually helps you. Yeah. It's actually selfish, because it's a small thing you can do.
I guess if that's the way you look at it, you can just be a nice person. Not not like, hey, what can they do for me later?
No.
This guy's calculated genius.
But you can do both, right?
Yeah, you can do both.
So it's like if you're a nice person, it could only help you later, right?
Correct.
That's all I'm saying. Like, so if you're a dickhead, that could only hurt you.
Yeah, if you have to go on an apology tour, like there is one broadcaster that in the recent couple of weeks has been on a couple shows, like kind of doing like an apology tour, even here in Orlando, and like I don't know, man, like it's like this is a bad look.
Well, it's just like, you know, if you have a show and then there are comics coming up underneath you, or like shows that are trying to promote themselves or whatever,
Sure.
and you let them and try to help them and encourage them, and then like you want them to succeed, one day they could be more successful than you, and be like, you know what,
100%.
These guys were cool to me, I'm going to shoot them a plug or whatever, you know, get
help
end
him
up
out.
helping you.
I'll let this guy live in my garage because his wife kicked him out.
If you're a dick, guess who? That person is never going to look at you again, and never. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's so why not? I don't understand why. I guess the people that are
Ego.
naturally dickheads, they can't help themselves.
Well, a lot of people are afraid that just by showing someone, like you're showing somebody like all the secrets, and if they get the secrets, then because maybe they're nicer or more charismatic than you, maybe it's a self fear, right? It's your own insecurity of knowing that you're not as good as you think you are, and if you give the keys to the kingdom to somebody else, and they might surpass you, so you try to hold people down. We've never done that, but
Well, Jolly, we're kind of referencing a comedian because I've seen this comedian that has had lots of success recently, but other comedians used to bully this guy and in what I've seen, kind of treat him like shit, and I don't think they ever thought he'd reach the.
To be fair, that is a lot of comedians, though.
It's true.
They
A lot of
fuck
them
with
do
each
that.
other.
Yeah.
They like to rag on each other.
Ragging is different. It's the intention.
Different.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Like ragging is like on Mondays when we used to have the other bar, we'll go there and we'll roast. the
roast
shit out
each other. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's different because that's you
That's straight shit talking. Yeah.
or just not giving him the person respect, because you could rag
Right.
on someone and still give them respect. You know what I'm saying? Like we do that all the time. Like
No,
we
this
make fun of our friends and like shit. We make fun of each other.
No, but we're
we still
always,
respect each other.
We give in here we give each
Yeah,
other shit, but there's
if you're my
always
friend.
respect. This guy that, and I'm not going to blow up his spot, but
I'm gonna blow it up.
it was both. No, but it seemed
I'ma
like
do it. Give him
seemed
his
like
flowers.
It was both. It was like we're going to be really mean to you and give you the shit, and also we're going to continue to do this because you don't really fight. You're
He
nice.
doesn't play by the same rules that they do.
and you don't fight back. You don't go hard back.
He's
at
too
us.
sweet
Yeah.
to be a comedian.
Yeah, it really is. He really
He
is.
got his horse blinders on, though. You know, like you got to keep
Focused.
horse
He's focused.
Yeah,
blinders
he is
on.
focused.
And whatever you do, you got to keep your horse blinders on, because it's people like most comedians are really sick in the head.
Yeah.
Like they deal with a lot of depression. Like seriously, like I'm surprised that a lot more. Like just a serious note. It's not a lot more suicides on comedians, because like me and you in
I
the
can
same
think of a
clique,
couple.
right? Me, I'm the type, I see you pop off, I'm like, hell yeah, my dog Tom just popped off. He got a podcast, I'm gonna promote your podcast. But you got some people that'll be like, all right, he think he's better than us. Like my boy be posting like, hell yeah, I was in Stranger Things, and I call his ass up. What up, Adam Murray? You motherfucker keep winning.
Yeah.
More wins.
Yeah,
you know
you
what
gotta
I mean?
support
But
that
you're
guy.
generally happy for
Yeah,
him. You
you
know,
are.
like
Yeah.
I think some people get. I guess the jealousy makes you
Yeah,
mad.
haters.
you know.
Haters gonna hate.
But
He doubles down on it though, because being nice to people is something that if it's genuine, you can double down on, and it doesn't look. You know, it's almost.
Kill him with kindness, right?
Yeah,
man.
it's got to be genuine though. If you're faking it, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see it. But if you're genuinely nice and you lean into it, and you're like, well, I don't have time for that. Still focused. Still going to be nice.
That's him. If
You win.
ever meet
Yeah.
Adam Murray,
He doubles down, and it's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
he a great
Yeah,
guy.
he's a good dude. Shout out to Adam
So-
Murray, and hopefully he'll roll through here in a couple of weeks.
so Jolly, tell us about Cleo's. Where is that again?
Cleo's is I want to say it's between 700 and 900 Orange Blossom Trail.
Okay.
It's sad
You ever
that I
been?
know the address, but
It's
You ever been?
1310 South OBT.
Okay.
13. Damn it. Yeah.
I think I've only been,
I've never been to
I've
Cleo's.
only been once, and it was a long time
I
ago.
follow him on Instagram.
You been to Cleo's?
I think I have. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was really
yeah.
drunk.
But it's more
Shout
of
out
a
DJ Baby
upscale
Lack.
Because
place.
Baby Lack, yeah, that I have been.
Oh,
Get
you
the
know
pork
Baby
chops.
Lack?
Get the pork chops.
I went with SBK and Baby Lack when
Hell
they
yeah.
were tight. And yes, I did go because Baby Lack is the DJ.
Yeah,
And
he got Saturdays, and he like sometimes you ain't even looking at the strippers. When Baby Lack really get to jamming, he go to
Yeah,
DJ.
yeah, he's a good DJ,
in his
yeah.
own goddamn world.
Yeah, he's playing good music. What is it? What is it? In fully nude?
They get fully nude. They're not supposed to, but
off the record.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Don't go to flash dances. If anybody ever invites you to flash dances, never go.
Why not?
What is that? What's wrong?
Because I love it. But I have an urban side.
Now I got a buddy to go to strip clubs with.
You want to go?
Yeah, I do want to go, but I got nobody to go with.
Oh, you go with Jolly.
We can go.
Yeah, that's what any respectable 46-year-old dad would do.
Yeah.
Rolling around with my young black friend going to the strip
Hell
club.
yeah.
Young.
Weed.
Yeah, I know. Trying to help him out.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
Saying.
What
You could come too.
You say upscale. What does that mean?
Well, if you go,
It could mean anything.
if you go to it's not on the level of, let's say, Shangri-La or Rachel.
Shangri-La? What is Shangri-La?
That's Tampa. That's Tampa.
Oh, I've never. Like, you
They
know
said-
a lot more about strip clubs than I do. Shangri-La.
They sell the greatest steaks you ever have in your life.
I believe it.
Shangri-La
has the best steaks ever.
I'm pretty sure it's Shangri-La. But
is this a African American and Puerto Rican based strip club? No,
it's more
everybody.
It's everybody.
I like an everybody.
The girls dance on the pole like this. They don't shake their ass. They
Okay.
Oh, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's no like twerking.
Like stars, yeah.
Yeah, they do like traditional like burlesque.
I want booty juice in my face.
Yeah,
if I'm
I wanted to. I want
Shangri-La
clapping.
Bath and Sauna in Tampa?
I want.
Interesting.
Is this the dirty part of the show? Can I be dirty? I felt like I had to
Come
be
on.
clean when the nice cowboy was on. I like to see pussy lips hanging out of the bikini.
Come on.
Fucking
come on.
beef.
No.
Yeah, beef.
Come on.
I like the beef.
Stop. Come on.
Roast beef, baby.
No,
I didn't say
come
that.
on.
I didn't say that. Yeah.
So,
Like in Daytona. God bless. I know Daytona's going through a lot, but remember when our intern, Wes Wally, he talked the dollar bill into a girl's butthole.
So let's talk about the
she
food at a
tucked
strip
out of her
club.
asshole like a tail.
So I've heard a lot of people with any strip club that has food, a steak, especially like buffets,
Steakhouse,
Prime rib. They do a lot of prime
ribs and stuff, and then
carving stage. I like a carving station at my strip club.
people will say like, "Oh, the best steaks in town." They'll say things like that, and I'm like, it's
The
hard for
chef
me
at
to.
Rachel's is amazing. Like,
They got a good goddamn steak at Rachel's.
Yeah, people have told me before,
Yeah.
like, secretly the best food in town's at Rachel's.
Even Bus vouches for that. Bus
Okay.
went there and got a steak.
Yeah.
Not that that's
You
not true.
become more nerdy
Hold on.
than Bus.
But I'm trying to tell you the logic in this.
Okay.
And the logic to me is it the actual, like a really, really good steak?
Or am I putting horny sauce on my
That's
steak?
my question, too.
Yeah.
Or
Like I'm
are-
smearing.
Because I love a good steak.
Are you surprised by a like a little over medium quality steak
Just because it's at a strip club,
Exactly.
yeah.
Because I'm like, well, Outback has to do it better than this place.
chat room-
Only because they do 10 times more. So the more you do something, like they can't sell as many steaks at Rachel's than they do at Outback. So
How do you know?
No. They sell a lot of steaks,
Yeah,
baby.
but, no, but I'm just
Like how
going.
you got to no.
Well, no, the amount of people going through there can't
true.
be as much. Like
True, but the steak can be as good or better.
It could be, but is it likely to be based on the other places are doing it more?
It's
I
going
don't
to be
know.
more expensive, number one. So just based on that. Number two, it's not going to be a cookie cutter Cisco filet of beef because Outback's probably buying, ass loads of beef. So
Well,
automatically there, I would say that the chef at
comparable.
Rachel's has almost a leg up because his food cost's going to be higher, right?
He's not cooking as many steaks as well, though.
Well, what's a comparable steak though? Like what I'm getting at is Rachel's or what's the best steak in town? What'd you say, Cleo?
Oh, Shangri-La.
Shangri-La.
when
Pay
they were
attention.
open in town.
Oh, they're closed.
I don't know if it's
Comparatively, price wise, right? Is it compared to a steakhouse?
It's going to be a lot more than
What I'm
Outback.
saying, a steakhouse. Okay, yeah, but another steakhouse in town that is comparatively to
Like a
that,
Del Frisco's, Christner's.
got to be better.
Jules
That's all I'm saying. It's got to be better than the strip club food.
I mean, if the cut is the same.
How could it be the same?
Well, because the guy ordering for the
getting it from the same place.
The strip club, he's buying his meat, right? Like I automatically, he might get better meat just because he's buying smaller portions of meat. Mm-hmm. He's not buying a ton of whatever.
In the chat, they're saying that the Rachel's chef used to work at the Ritz-Carlton as a chef.
I believe all of this.
Well,
I've been hearing this shit for years.
it's a good steak.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I mean, like, and
I
plus,
do believe it's good, but
it's
I'm
a very
saying,
simple cook, right?
is it
It's oil and butter.
You know what we got to do? Steak taste test.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You going to Rachel's? I'm coming if y'all go to Rachel's.
Steak, because look, it's a good cook. Like, if
Got a
you had-
blind taste test. Though.
Like, if
Is it
I
good
were
because you're at Rachel's, or is it
Right.
good because comparatively to other steakhouses?
So what we would have to do is order a steak from
go,
Rachel's to
yeah.
go.
Well, you got
and roll through there and pick. That's embarrassing.
Well,
you roll through there.
I got a soccer mom van. I go pick it up.
All right, we'll get Jolly. This
Y'all don't have
a van full of steaks.
Because during the break, a lot of people didn't realize this, but Tom, I believe, is filling out the paperwork to have Jolly as your new intern, your business intern.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we were doing that.
Am I lying? That's a fucking real conversation.
Yeah, I'm dead.
And the first thing you're going to have your intern do is go to the strip club and pick up our to-go steak, you piece of shit.
And make sure it's rare, you motherfucker. I'll slap the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Well, I do need an intern that's willing to
Get your shoes flocked.
Yeah. How do you feel about like artificial snow on your Yeezys?
I have no problem with that, but I'm not doing no drunky the bear shit.
that's fine. That's
Well, I mean some of it, but like jumping in the cardboard boxes, I'm afraid of heights.
That's not a black man's game. That's a white man's game. Only stupid white people will jump in a cardboard box. I'm serious about that. That is no. Hey, find me one black person that's done that. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen.
Also, I need someone that's willing to, or not afraid of breaking the law.
I'm not afraid.
The only one here that's been locked up.
Yeah, saw you on the news.
yeah, because
the fear is getting caught. I'm not afraid of getting caught.
Yeah, because like hey, run here, pick up this bag, and run over here.
That's like paying your bet.
Like this guy's not paying for advertising. Just make sure he sees your cars.
So you want me to go and
break his kneecap?
pick the money up?
No, you don't have to break it.
I'll go pick the money up, Tom.
You just need to park in front of their
Intimidate them a little bit.
And then as long as they see you waiting there, they'll get.
What are you going to say? What are you going to roll at you with? Hey,
motherfucker!
No.
Tom needs that check.
Mr. Tom says, "Hello, motherfucker."
We need that goddamn money, bitch.
No, it's
That's too aggressive. You got to go lower. You got to be. You pull up in your mom bed. You window down. You go, "Hey, Mr. Tom says, hi, baby." Like something like that.
Well, what if I had a British accent? Like, hello, Mr. Tom needs his money.
Oh, my God, what are we doing? Oh my God, what are we doing? What was that? 11? What was that movie? The heist. What was the movie? Ocean's 11.
Oh, yeah, that was a good movie.
Ocean's 11. They always have one black guy. He knows all about bombs, and he's British.
Don Cheadle.
Always.
He was great.
Always.
The embarrassing part is when they say, "I paid you 2 weeks ago," and they're like, "Oh, Tom doesn't have his."
He didn't mark it off. He didn't update it.
I'm sorry about that, chap. I'm going with a British accent when I come pick the money up.
Right. That'll throw him off.
Hello, governor.
I must be patient in the way.
So, Jolly, we noticed when we asked you to come do the show today that you are also involved with like a weekend comedy fest.
Aren't you like in West Palm Beach or something?
Down south, we were like, how is he able to do both?
Well, I mean, I got a weekend at a club called Snappers this weekend in Palm Harbor.
I love the name of that club, man. I saw some girl performing up there.
Guess what kind of club it is? It's a seafood restaurant called Snappers.
I like that. But if they got a comedy stage, I feel like
they got a whole club. It's a club like J.J. Walker, like big names play the club,
and then
they serve seafood.
They definitely serve seafood.
Is that all they serve is seafood because it's on the coast?
Well, no, they got wings. It's a really great spot, man. Like if you ever in the area,
it looks really nice.
Snappers Grill and Comedy Club.
How do you even book that, Jolly? I'm curious to do they come to you? Does it go through some booking agent, or do you call around?
Cold call them and say, "Hey, I got a thing."
Well, a lot of like you were saying, relationships. I tell any comic this. Stay out the way, man. Don't get in no nonsense. Like my one of my mentors, Ken Miller. I love Ken. Any club I need to get into, like one night we might be out drinking. He say, "You know the rules. Hit me up tomorrow." And then I hit him up and I say, "Hey man, Nabil ain't hit me back yet." And he'll boop 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 boop. And then Nabil will call me. Like Ken is like one of the greatest people in the world.
So what does that even pay? Because I know we've talked to Ross about this, and when he, 8 years ago and stuff, 10 years ago, when he was like going around different clubs and stuff,
he's booking nights. I think he's talked about maybe bringing something back, and I know he does one-offs every now and again.
He used to tell me shit like, "Oh, they're paying me $10 and I get 2 beers or something in," but it's like 3-hour drive. I'm like, $10 and 2 beers, like that's
so hard.
But it's a crazy grind. So it's like, you do this weekend, what is it? What's the money like?
Well, it all depends. Like if you work the Improv, let's say you got the host. The host is $50. The feature position is $100, and the headliner, like let's say Gary Owens was there last weekend. I think he get like $50,000 for the whole weekend.
Yeah. I knew the headliner, especially big names. Like I remember when Tracy Morgan, like he'd ask for cash and be like $20K a night. Yeah. And they'd have to just give it to him in cash in the old Improv, and then it was like $20,000.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then it's like, so you can do pretty good. Like even like touring comedians with big names will, and I say big names, but names you kind of recognize.
Yeah, that you recognize.
But it's like they'll pull in $300-400K a year.
Oh, easy.
And just be, but it's a grind. It's every weekend,
every night.
Probably a month off, maybe in the year, like 4 weekends off. But the rest of every weekend is
unless you're Guy Tori and you just perpetually work every day of your life.
Yeah. But
like,
then you got
somewhere every weekend. See, I mean, like the level I'm at right now is basically like I feature at a lot of clubs. So that's like you doing 30 minutes in the middle, or I do one-off shows, bar shows. If you want to book me, I'm coming. You know what I mean? So like this weekend, I'm gonna make most of my money by selling merch.
Gotcha. Yeah. Like
so
the shirt, the winter shirt you gave me.
Yeah, the winners or more wins. Like if I let's say I think they pay $75 a show, so I got 2 shows tonight. That's $150. Then 2 shows tomorrow. That's $300. And most of the places they'll go ahead and they'll pay for your room. You know what I mean? Like
that's
when
nice.
you're at the club level.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean when you're at a club though.
Yeah.
Now if you got a shit bar, I ain't gonna call it a shit bar, but if you're doing a bar show,
yeah, we got that.
I understand what you mean.
You basically you grinding to get to the club level. Right. You know what I mean? And I mean, like next year, I got a couple headlining spots.
Nice.
That comes off.
You had a couple this year too. I saw, right?
Well, yeah, that come off of my internet presence. Like one of them is in Dallas. I'm headlining Madcaps at the end of April. I mean, but that comes from like content.
Yeah.
It ain't no formula to it how it used to be. Like now, you just got to build your brand.
Yeah, just do your best and see what happens.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
I'm curious, Jolly, how where'd you ride out this Hurricane Nicole? By the way, it came through super fast. I guess it was because we were comparing it to Ian, but this shit was like overnight. It came through, like woke up windy in the
Next
morning.
morning it was over,
and it was like it gone by the afternoon.
Yeah.
The winds were bad, and again, good luck cleaning up, and hopefully your house wasn't damaged too much, and hopefully you got power. But it did go through fast. But I was curious, Jolly, like, do you even prepare at all?
Do you grab a bunch of stuff?
Would
nothing change?
Not at all. I mean, I got a girlfriend now, so like she was like, "You got waters?" I was like, "I got like 19 water bottles."
Oh, you're good.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's interesting, the exact amount of water bottles you have.
As a businessman.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Keep inventory.
Yeah, you don't know your water? I know my water.
I have no idea.
I know for a fact. I got 7 bottles. That's it, because we got an RO system. I have 7 bottles.
That's
you have
all
19.
you need,
How many you got, Sam? You know your water bottle.
I got 36.
Yeah, you don't know your bottle? Jesus Christ.
And I got one of them filter water things. That's what I drink out of.
A Brita?
Yeah.
A Brita filter?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I let her get the bottles because she's fancy. But
How's it? How long you guys been together now?
It'll be a year, December 27th.
Oh, what are you going to do? You going to get her a big anniversary gift or something? You going to get her something nice for Christmas?
Right around Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. You going to do something?
I don't know.
You going to propose?
I thought he was just about to puke right now.
Were you really? You want to tighten down? You want to like literally you want to settle down and put a ring on it? And
she has some things that I want her to work on because she doesn't really understand me being an entrepreneur. Like my time is different, and if she could come to the conclusion of working on that, the love that she's shown me and the backing of believing in me, and like going on the road and stuff, I think that's worth marriage. Like you kind of know someone in a year, and.
That's her right now.
That's her. My bad.
See,
I hear you talking about me, motherfucker.
You better put a ring on it, bitch.
I ain't working on shit.
That's just a different level, though. Like because before I met her, I just thought like, hey, I'm just bang chicks on the road. That'll be my compassion. And I got a bunch of female friends that I don't necessarily have sex with, but I'm just banging chicks. But to have somebody and like she'll cook for you, and I'm I know how to cook my own. I had to break out of that. Like,
it's good that you be pampered a little bit.
Yeah,
and then you pamper her back. You get something out of that.
Now, what if, Jolly, and something breaks right, and you hit it big, right? And now you propose, you're getting married, and you hit it big, and the whole world opens up for you.
Yeah.
I see this happen with
big stars there, like you see with Daltrey, Jason Aldean. You see these stars, they They start out with one wife.
yeah. Then when they're famous.
Then when they get famous, they get a different wife.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that the first wife was in any way overweight or ugly. But I would think that it would be directly, proportion. You know, there would be like an equation that you could.
Well, all of a sudden, things got a little different. Huh?
Yeah.
Where your options open up, or like, oh,
you're like, wow, there's a whole nother page on this menu. I didn't even know.
Yeah, there's
wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's because like, I mean, I was a bartender in my early 20s.
Okay,
so I know women. You know, like when you know women, I mean, no matter what they look like,
Tom
it's
knows
something
women.
To like get into their mental.
Look at this. It's like two. It's like the meeting. It's like Thanos looks at a mirror. Look at this. It's like the two greats.
Do you know women? Because I'm confused.
Tom knows
Jolly.
women.
How
many women do you think you've been with?
Like I've lived.
What's your body count? Isn't that what the kids say?
I don't really want to.
That's what the kids say. I'll say mine. What's your body count? I'll say mine.
You really want to know?
I really want to know.
I know that I'm. I don't really want to.
Okay, you don't have to say it. That's good. Put it behind a paywall.
Put
it behind a paywall.
25.
25 women?
Yeah.
He's like,
that's like a week when I was
oh my god!
Like it's kind of scary if I say it. I don't want to.
I threw out the biggest number.
You've been testing. It's fine.
What's your log? 25.
I thought 25 was the most you could ever have.
You know, Tom's only been with one.
Yeah.
In his whole life.
Have you really? Could you really make the statement that you've only put your penis inside one vagina?
You know, I think so.
But that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing because there's nothing else out here.
I try to tell him
that.
When you find that soulmate. To be honest with you, you can go looking for other things, but you're not going to find what you're looking for.
You're right.
Yeah, but
it's a fool's errand, I would say.
I feel like it's like someone, like a guy who's traveled the entire world,
I've seen a million faces and rocked them all. Bon Jovi.
And like, he travels, he's been to every single country. He took a motorcycle across
George
India.
Clooney.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's done all this stuff, and then at the end of it, he tells you, like, after traveling the world for 25 years and seeing everything.
Find true love.
I finally realized that it's really where you make your home that counts. And it's like, well, you got to experience traveling the world,
right.
And now,
you might get to.
I want to experience that too.
Yeah, you can like settle down with some uggo if you want to.
But you saw the other side.
But yeah, you were able to sleep with multitudes of ladies and men, even if you wanted to.
But
imagine if you're able to now, with everybody being fluid, you're able to
so many women though, like when you see that they're beautiful on the outside to what America considers beautiful. Once you be with them, you realize like, damn, you really fucked up in the head. I definitely can't deal with this. You know what I mean? Like anybody who make me feel good on the inside, your outside like is kind of irrelevant to me.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I guess. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say my number.
I got it.
I done probably literally in 41 years, I can't keep count. Had sex with probably over 500 women.
500?
Oh
God, you're Wilt Chamberlain of Orlando.
No, I mean, because I was a bartender in my 20s. I wasn't in a relationship.
And you don't have any kids?
I know how to talk to women. I have one son.
Oh, okay.
He's a senior in high school. I don't really put him on social media because
you shouldn't.
People are weirdos to me.
Keep that to yourself, man.
What's the worst
That's your
one out of all the 500? Like, there's got to be one that was real
stinking ass. It's got a stinking ass pussy. Like, oh, God.
I didn't came across some stinking pussies. You got to get them to leave. That's how you catch them.
You got to get them to leave.
Out of all 500, how many were stink pussies?
Come on.
Do you think?
There's a few.
Look, I'm telling you.
But I mean, I would leave. I would leave. In my 20s, I'm fucking stank pussy. In my 30s, I'm like, hell no.
I got standards in my 30s.
Yeah, but aren't you embarrassed? Like, I would feel bad for the person. I'd just be like, I'm going to power through it because I don't want to make them feel bad.
I would never power through it.
Yeah, but I don't want to make them feel bad.
No,
he's going to get AIDS because he doesn't want to make someone feel bad.
If it's sardines down there, you need to get the fuck out of there.
No, what are you going to say? You're going to run out and be like, I'll hold your nose. Like, how do you get out of it?
You make an excuse. You're like, I have diarrhea.
Yeah.
I'm about to shit myself. Well, just say, hey, your pussy stinks.
No, you don't do that.
I mean, because it's different.
You don't do that.
When you like out in the world, like, and you in the nightlife, it's different than when you meeting a girl and you courting her. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's a whole.
That's true. Meeting a girl at true. When I would have an encounter where it'd be me and it's a one night thing, or maybe a little more, maybe a little extra than one night. Let's say.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. The fact is I know nothing really about them. I don't have any backstory.
Give me
no true interest here.
Okay.
I'm not courting them that's a great word. I'm not trying to win her affection. I'm not like literally. We're just trying to smush each other.
I've never had a one-night stand on a date.
You only been with one girl.
I feel
He's
like
never been on a date.
You only been on the dates with Crystal?
But that was
Even
in
then
high
he
school.
doesn't
It wasn't
count
even,
those.
yeah, like
Well, that's dope, man.
I feel like that too. I feel like that too.
I banged the girl behind that IHOP on Colonial.
Oh my God!
Right by the trash.
Do you want that? Do you want that, Tom?
You don't want to live this life.
You don't want to live it.
I love that IHOP.
Right
by
by
the
the
way,
dumpster.
they just remodeled that IHOP.
How's it burnt down?
Shout
How
out
did
to
you
the
convince-
Colonial IHOP.
Because when I hear these stories, and then
You
I
want
see
your wife to bang you by the trash can at IHOP?
Jolly, you'd for sure fuck somebody in one of the stand-up coolers, right?
In the stand-up coolers?
Yeah, like at a restaurant.
Yeah, where they got like the deep freeze, where they got the French fries and shit.
I worked at a club called Studio Inc. I was a bartender.
Okay.
And I banged the girl in the bathroom right before it really, because black people don't start partying to 1. It was like
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that.
10:30.
I'm going to write that down, Sam. I didn't know that.
I banged a couple strippers at the Thriller in Manila. That's on 7th Avenue.
Oh, Tom, you go there.
And-
Tom's always at Thriller in Manila.
It was called Manila. It was an
Tom's
Igbo
always
city.
rolling through Manila. He's like, I got to get a sandwich in Manila's.
I done did
boxing
some
match in the
crazy
70s.
shit. I banged the 2 chicks in Tampa with their lights off. The girl lights was off. It was crazy. One was riding my face. The other one was riding my dick.
Right in your face. Oh, my God.
back to the IHOP garbage. I
feel like Tom is just going to want you when you're his intern to tell him these sex stories. And then, like,
So he can live vicariously
Jerry
through me.
Falwell Jr., he'll just jack off in the corner. He'll just stand there beating his
So this is what I find amazing, because every once in a while I'm looking at these videos online, and then it'll be
every once in a while.
it'll be some surveillance camera footage or some like footage at work, because like I'm fascinated by the work category of Pornhub.
Yes,
where it's like people, and then it's security footage or like some sort of video, and then they're at work, and then all of a sudden they look around, and then the chick just pulls her pants out, and the guy just starts banging her in some factory or like some behind like a storage closet. And I'm like, how did you convince her to do that? Like, I would feel like I'm not.
Smooth talk.
The what?
Smooth talk.
Tom ain't got
You ain't got no game.
It would be harder for me to explain the concept of gravity to Maisie than it would to have you explain smooth talk to Tom. You don't have that. You don't even understand it. You're not.
Well, because I feel like the situation, she's going to be like, let's wait to a better situation that we're standing by the
trash at
IHOP.
Well, that's standing up. I mean, like the smooth talk would have happened. Correct me, but would have happened probably prior to.
Oh yeah, way before that. I mean, you got to think about it. 7% of Americans are used to being told what to do. That's one rule I live by. 2, I do shit like this is what's supposed to happen. Like if I go in a restaurant and I might just go in there and take the napkin holder and walk off. Nobody gonna ask me a question because I'm doing it like this is just what's supposed to happen.
So it's how you carry yourself. The confidence. Okay, all right.
And you and I, that's the one thing that
you have confidence though. Just maybe not with women.
Yeah, not with women because I don't understand like jumping things or lifting. Or,
look what I can do.
Anything myself. But when it comes to understanding,
I do have confidence with women. I don't have confidence in anything else I do. We're like the opposites.
I guess it's how does it even happen? Where you tell them like, hey, let's go behind go in the back where the dumpster is.
No,
and
you
bang.
don't paint it out. I wouldn't. I'd be like, man, I'd be like, man,
take your pants down.
I'd be like, you look so hot. But give them a compliment, right?
And it was like Orlando nightlife is crazy as shit. What people don't realize. This was after a club.
Okay,
you know what I mean. So we were riding, and I think we were leaving out of the IHOP, and I was like, hey, you know what'd be crazy? Let's go around this corner and fuck. And she was like, okay. And I had literally just
I like
met
her voice
that
too.
night.
She sounds like you.
Okay. Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay. And then you park behind there. You get out, and then is it a fast? Like let's get this over with fast.
Well, I couldn't do that now. I'm 46. I was like, hold on, give me a second.
I gotta prime up, motherfucker.
I gotta get this thing hard,
and then she
give me a second here.
I
gotta dust off my Lexapro Pro and get this thing, crank this thing up.
Yeah, and then you're just banging, and then you're looking out. I feel like you're looking out for cars.
You gotta stay into her.
That's part of it, though.
Yeah, so it's exciting.
Yeah, I was drunk as shit too.
Okay.
Yeah, shouldn't have been driving. Okay, probably.
No, I wasn't driving.
Oh, okay.
I don't drink drink and drive. I don't play with that. Well,
and then you're banging her behind the IHOP.
We all should do better, right?
But not get drunk and drive. I know my limit. You know?
Well, I mean, everybody says that when they kill the busload of children. They just don't do that. Uber, please.
And then after you're done with it, is it any conversation about? My whole thing is after
you use that later. You're like, man, it was so hot when we were banging at that.
Then you get him to do it again.
So
somewhere
spontaneous.
Else.
The next thing you know, you did nothing. Sky's the limit. Then you got to be on the news. I'm doing it on the news.
You can't have your ass out. You got to just kind of
just the jump.
But you know what I like to do, and not many people can do this. I like to zip her down, and I leave my belt and my button. I just go zipper down, and I pull my entire balls. All my I have poofy pubes right now. Very poofy pubes. I have
poof them out.
I fluff them. They're big. I got big old 70s bush right now, but I would pull the whole thing through and then it
looks like a doll's head.
It does. And then I can feel the teeth of that zipper under my balls digging in, but I'd power through it. And I
you're a different kind of animal,
I'd be slamming into Andrea.
Oh, yeah. We're white dudes. We have to pull everything.
We have to pull everything out. I got to give her everything.
They say white men got humongous balls from birth.
No.
I have like one.
It's just comparatively, they look humongous to our tiny beans.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That is true.
Yeah, it's like putting monster truck tires on a Civic. It's like, oh my God.
Which oddly
it looks way bigger than if you put them on a truck.
But oddly enough, black people do that.
Yeah, they will. They will.
The balls
28s.
What is happening?
All right, so let's take a break.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we've got a whole list of items for
just
dump them
a
out.
bunch of crazy shit.
And we can take some voicemail calls. Jolly, besides from that Down South show, any other shows you got
plug
coming
some
up?
stuff, man. Social media, all the good stuff.
Appreciate y'all, man. Yeah, every Tuesday we had Ross host the first one. It's a spot
I heard that was really good, and it's your new room, right?
Nightshade Lounge. We do it every Tuesday. It says $10, but if you come up, you're probably gonna get in for free because I'm building it, you know. Okay. And I got different headliners coming, a bunch of local favorites, and I change the host every week so everybody can, you know what I mean, make a little money. And
that's cool.
You know, they giving me a budget so I can really work with it. I'm really just trying. I'm trying to bring.
That's really
Tuesdays
nice
back.
of them to give you some money to play with because the hardest problem, and I've even heard Ross say this about like doing these type of nights, is that most of the time the club or the venue or the bar or whatever doesn't want to give you a ton of money or a prize or maybe even a bar tab. You know, they're kind of stingy, and I don't blame them.
Well, I tell them, you know what I mean.
Things are tight right now.
We'll split the cost. And we're going to split the door. You're going to give me a cut of the bar. You know what I mean? It depends on what you negotiate.
Cool.
But basically,
Nightshade Lounge?
Nightshade
Lounge. Like it's over by Amway, right?
536 West Church Street. Like it's literally, you could look at the arena.
Okay.
It's across the street from City View. It's every Tuesday.
Maybe we'll go after a Solar Bears game.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Hell yeah. I get y'all a bottle of, y'all drink White Claws and High Moon.
Nah, I mean, we drink everything.
What are you going to get as a bottle of?
Gin.
Okay.
Gin?
A bottle of gin? What am I,
I thought you were going to at least say some brandy or something.
What am I, a math
God damn.
Pouring it in a coffee mug. So dry.
All right, open your geometry book. The name of the band is Violent Saturn. The name of the song is All the Cool Kids, which there's only a couple in this room. Present company excluded. I'm talking about myself. Enjoy this, and we got Jordan coming up next.
You always want what you can't have, and you always reach for what you can't grab.
Family-friendly service. That's American Air and Heat. Have you seen those commercials?
Yeah.
I love
it.
I think I love it.
I've seen people complain about their crazy electric bills, especially over the summer, and probably because your entire AC system is old.
Dated, yeah.
And the newer systems are super
efficient and quiet.
And you probably have the same ductwork you had since your house was built, so it's inefficient. They have better technology. You should have a return in every single room. That's what American Air and Heat did with me.
You know, I don't even have that. And I have a relatively newer home, like 05.
Yeah.
I don't even have that.
And it makes my house evenly cooled throughout the whole house, and it sucks all the air from the ceiling of every room and returns it back, and it's just way more efficient.
Yeah, when it's designed correctly, it's amazing how much more efficient the system will run. I happen to have different zones, and it's a real complicated kind of a mess of a system. Like the way that my house, it's a great house, don't get me wrong, but having 4 different thermostats is just a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah.
But American Air and Heat, they came in there, and the guy was like, look, I've dealt with these before, because these guys are like, their techs are like some smarty pants. Like the guy that we get, and you know the guy, I think he does your house too. He's like an older Italian guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to blow up his spot. But he's seen it all. So he's like, I'm going to wire this perfectly. I know what I'm doing. And they're great. Their preventative maintenance, the techs, and how they treat us is unlike any other air conditioning company I've ever worked with. We've had Tactical Hat Bought. I think we've had Mo. Other people have used them. They're phenomenal.
They've got great financing too. The interest free for a certain amount of years too. So if you need a new system, I mean, save me $90 a month in the summer.
Yeah. And probably more now, man. That thing's running like crazy.
Or if you need repair, they're great. 10% off if you mention Tom and Dan with anything.
Yeah.
Any service, any new system, and that save you a bunch of money. So make sure to mention us. It's AmericanAirandHeat.com.
Funky, right? That is Jordan with Extreme Romantic Conditions. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. Dan.
Tom.
Samantha, I think, is getting a drinker in the restroom. What are we doing now here?
Let's do some dump them out.
All right, buddy. Let me get our button here. Everybody, hold your titties.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I wanna see your topics. Ooh, I wanna also see your bottomics.
Dump 'em Out brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go, just call Mo. Thank you for sponsoring all our upcoming events. And speaking of that, TheDangerBrain.com, our branding agency. If you need any branding done, give them a call. Yeah, contact them. I know one of our sponsors just is doing a brand refresh with them.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about that later, but it's TheDangerBrain.com.
Yeah, we have a lot of sponsors that have used the Danger Brain to help zhuzh up their logos.
Also, the Sanford Food Truck Fiesta is this Sunday, and Eric will be out there selling merch.
Yeah, he's got new sunglasses to give away, too, he said.
Nice. I love it.
And that's free. So what do we got first, Sam? What should we talk about?
We have, we talked to him, the Media Path podcast you guys did this week.
Oh, yeah.
I forwarded the pictures that they posted to promote this podcast, and they're using... Tom, you gotta update your goddamn photos, man.
Find this from Sam.
How long ago did you get married, Dan?
Well, first, yes, you're right.
I don't even know. 14 years ago? 13?
You gotta update.
First, I didn't realize how big of a show they had, and then like Louise, one of the hosts of the show, how big of a deal she was.
Well, she was she was like a co-founder of Premier Networks. She has had her toe in entertainment for multiple different she not just the radio side of things, but she does enjoy that. Both broadcasters. Fritz was he was a weatherman for 40 years, also a stand-up comedian, also a best-selling author.
We interviewed them on ACT, and then kind of to return the favor, they're like, hey, talk to us. They're super pro, by the way, and they have 9 producers. We were laughing about how many, like at the end of the show, they were thanking their producers like NPR.
It was like, and we'd like to thank our producers, David Jolly, Thomas Van, Dan Dennis, Samantha Har, Andrea Dennis, Caesar Dennis, and newest edition, Dansby Dennis. They literally I was like, I'm sorry, because like I do, plus I run all the little things here. I guess I should like give that up, right? Is it time? I should give up the things.
You should start wearing a cape.
Okay. Yes. Yes, you should.
You know, to get more people, you need more money. And we know that's something we don't have
more people.
You have to have money to pay them.
They had a custom neon, real neon. I'm not talking about the ones you buy online that are plastic. They had a real neon of their logo. Yeah, they're just, but they're really nice people.
So they did a bunch of promotion for it after, and Sam's right. They took a picture from my social media.
They just
and
went to Facebook and grabbed whatever our latest photo is.
Right.
And I'm constantly changing mine. And my latest one, it's not my favorite, but my latest one, I think I'm actually wearing this shirt. So I'm wearing like just a white V-neck and an Atlanta Braves hat. But it is me like as of 4 weeks ago. I think we were still in the playoffs. I think we had just started like the World Series playoffs. Mm-hmm. So that was me like watching and I was like, I always try to, I try to do it because Andrea will do the same thing. She'll clown on me. She'll be like, you don't look like that anymore. You know, like you need to change your photo.
But especially mine's 14 years ago.
Yeah, but you look the same. I will say that.
I don't. No, I do not.
I mean, more than I do.
No.
More than, if he messed his hair up and got the stooge back again and shaved clean, he's going to look pretty close to the same.
No, you just think that. It's you don't. The sun has beat me down.
Talking about you?
Yeah.
Nah, you were like kind of flabby back then.
No, wow, okay.
You worked out.
I
You
was
look
fatter.
good,
Yeah.
I'm giving you
from
real.
But besides from just being fatter than I was now,
Fat Tom,
and you had that shit bowl cut.
Yeah.
I like the color of the shit cut. Man, Jolly
Shit
just
bowl.
cussed to the fucking chase. He's like, you got that shit bowl on your head, motherfucker.
but my face has been blasted by age.
Yeah.
The
And
wrinkles,
alcohol.
Alcohol. You
the
blast
red
your face
nose
with
and
alcohol.
alcohol.
So
You ain't really wrinkled. You got a little baby.
You got the
baby
red
gang.
spider
Yeah,
veins coming
but-
out of your nose
but-
like W.C. Fields.
But it's more noticeable, Jolly. See, you've been blessed.
Well, black
with
people,
good
they don't get the
skin.
spider
With-
veins
with-
on their nose from
Yeah,
drinking.
I got melanin. I'm about to go get a haircut and I'm gonna look 17.
I know. Well, what's with your skin? Why is it so?
Yeah.
Why
If
don't
you
you
literally
He moisturizes.
If you
Why
shave
is it so
clean,
moist?
If you shave clean, you look like that little corn boy.
My skin is dry.
I'm about to look like
you
that guy.
literally look just like that kid.
I think, I don't know. Like, remember we were talking about anxiety?
Yeah, you got anxiety.
Like, no. I mean, like, we all suffer from some
Different ways,
from
yeah.
different ways. But I really believe that more white people, have anxiety than black people, and that stress will do it to you, man. Like stressing out. That shit'll draw 100 years on
Tom
you.
told me that white people have more to lose.
You right? You
Yeah.
right. I mean, what am I going to lose?
I said, oh my God, that's a horrible thing.
say that.
I said, wow.
I did not
I
say
said,
that.
Wow.
And Jolly, don't go along with it.
Tom
either.
told me that. This is what you're going to be dealing with.
it's
This is
real.
what you're going to be dealing with when you're this man's intern. It's just
But,
a constant
I don't give
racial
a fuck.
abuse.
Hey, I
It'll be
have-
like working at Adidas
have-
Kanye. It'll be
hey,
like
I
working
have-
at Kanye's Adidas. It's going to be hailing Hitler. He's wearing the oversized sweatshirts.
I'm all right with that, man. I got a dick. I'm all right. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
No, I don't know what you mean.
No, I mean, you know,
Let's move
I'm
on.
not soft as
Moving
America.
on.
America's soft now.
So what's next?
Oh, so I did speak briefly about this when Mo was in last time. I had an issue with Safelite, right? I had a crack in my windshield. They replaced it twice now. They kept fucking it up.
Safelite repair
But now
twice,
my
Safelite
headliner
replace.
is fucked up, and they're refusing to fix it because they're saying they're not liable for it. So I hit up Mo, and he's like, "Well, go to another shop, get an estimate, and then we'll try and get them to like cut you a check for that." So that's what I've been trying to do for the past 2 weeks. But either nobody at the shops will work on a Volkswagen, or they give me a reference
What?
to somewhere else,
They just
and
tell
nobody
you-
calls me back.
Well,
But what is what? Why
it's
did
the
they?
same headliner? So it's not.
I
like,
have no fucking idea.
Why did they tell you no Volkswagen?
They
Do
just say they don't work on them.
Oh, okay.
It's not
Well-
like these German headliners. Oh, they're
No,
we're not touching those.
I will say that for most European cars, you do get the basic. With some mechanics, not all, but like with some mechanics, you'll get the like, yeah, we don't do that.
Right.
I've heard
they're
that
too
with
hard to take
Volvo,
apart, too hard.
yeah,
but
but-
normally it's with the engine. I'm going to defer that
Right,
to Tom.
right.
Now, look, I loved that. Look, you and I love making fun of each other, but you
Like
say
the
a lot
first
of
thing they
things
asked was
I
like
agree
what
with.
kind of vehicle it is.
Dude, it's a fucking headliner. It's all the same
That's
shit.
what I thought.
Don't worry about it. When I start next week, I'm going to come and sit outside their shop.
All right.
Oh, we're gonna start with Safelite. Oh my god!
Smack 'em around.
Hold on, is it
Big dog.
Safelite or is it the headliner?
Both. Fucking both.
By the way, does it make me a bad person that I've been following this the windshield misadventures
Oh,
of Samantha?
man.
I
Hart,
hate it.
for months now.
I
and,
hate it.
And every
It drives
time.
Since the last hurricane.
It burns my anxiety.
Now, for a person though that is, that's life is in constant chaos and
Flux.
there's constant constantly problems and
Up, down.
misadventures
Peaks and valleys.
and mumbling
Yeah.
and of course
Little of that.
And so when it happens to someone else, it doesn't make me happy.
She's not bumbling this though.
No, I know, because sometimes it's
You just
beyond
mean
your control.
You
It's
like
just-
seeing her constant torture.
It's not bumbling, but it's like it's what I experienced through bumbling.
Mm-hmm.
But usually it's my fault and all these the chaos
Yeah.
around me, and the person's not doing the right thing.
She don't
and
want fungus growing in her car.
Yeah.
You know?
It smells like mildew in my
and
car.
then your headliner's falling down.
Yeah, it's held up by pins right now.
And then you call up these headliner places and like, no, we don't do.
Or they just won't call me back at all.
Yeah. It doesn't make me happy. It just makes me feel.
It's the only time I see you smile.
At ease. It makes you feel at ease.
Well, it's kind of like when you see.
It's like when I come in and I tell
downfall.
hold on. And when I come in and tell
I get
you,
it.
Yeah, you're like, well, this guy's going through it too. It's like, at least you feel like other people are experiencing the same.
but I feel
Look,
like
she's suffering too.
I feel like,
Yeah.
So is that the same reason why you've been smiling when I tell you about Dansby shitting everywhere?
Yeah.
Like it's like
You be shitting everywhere.
Not me.
Dan B shitting everywhere.
Dan B?
Dan be
I thought you were talking about.
Who is Dan B?
Dansby is his dog.
Is this Whitey Bunnies? What the fuck is going on right now, man?
Dan
Are y'all
B.
fucking with me?
No,
No, it's my dog. Here, I'll show you.
Oh, Dan B. Okay.
No, his
you.
dog's
No.
name is Dansby.
Oh,
Look at that cute little guy.
But
Look
it
at
did
that
make me
little
laugh
guy.
that you thought he said Dansby shitting everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like, what the fuck going on, Dan? You ain't that goddamn old.
And
You
he's
can't
speaking in
control your
third
bowels, man. You ain't that old, motherfucker. Shit.
It's like when Tom's be shitting everywhere.
Tom be shitting.
So yeah, his dog's name is Dansby. And it
Let's
shits
get a
everywhere.
dog for the place and call it Tom
This
B.
guy's
shit.
full of great ideas. And
Tom
call
B.
it
shit.
Tom B. Tom's B.
I don't want
Tom's
so,
be shitting.
so back to headliner repair.
Yeah.
So when Sam told me, she's like,
Plus, and I posted on Facebook too for like recommendations. Not one fucking recommendation, but Tony Mungette was like, "Hey, what's wrong with it?" And I was like, "Well, it's falling due to water damage." And he's like, "Oh, I can't help you there." Like, well, what the fuck did you think was going on? What happens with headliners if you need a replacement?
it falls or it's up.
I feel like a lot of
There's
these
no-
guys, just based on how you look and how you look, that a lot of guys are like, oh, I feel you got a lot of
Tony's
white
not doing
knights.
that. No.
You got a lot of white knights and a lot of guys swooping in to be like, I'll help, Tony included because he's a horny man.
No.
And all of us are horny. And you swoop in there and you're like, what do we got going on here, little lady? I'll help you, I'm a man.
Me and Sam were
Right?
just
Partner.
confused by what else could a headliner
Right.
do besides it's falling.
I believe
As-
that all they do
is it-
is pull it down, respray the adhesive, and then either use a color-matched new piece of cloth. I think they use a new piece of cloth. I don't think they use the old cloth because
Right.
I think it can disintegrate.
Yeah.
But I think they...
He said, can't help you there.
Yeah.
What? Well, what were you going to do?
Well,
What were you going to help with?
Is there any other
don't wanna
headliner
know. You don't wanna
problems
know.
that we don't know about? Because the only problem I'm only aware of is that it just
It droops.
droops.
And then
like,
most
dude,
of the
sometimes
time-
it wrinkles up or changes color.
No, but like most of the time, like if you're poor or you don't want to pay for it, you just pull it off and you leave
Yeah.
that yellow.
That's all.
And then
Oh,
eventually
yeah.
that starts
Even more.
falling in your hair.
That's already fallen.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't mind it being Jimmy Rig, I could probably put it together for you.
Okay.
You should hear what white people call that.
Why does it say that?
No, just because I know they're out there and they don't say Jimmy ring.
So,
They're horrible people.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, words are words.
I feel like
I don't know. I don't think that, but
so
I feel you.
is the
I
headliner
don't disagree with you.
the headliner business is it few and far between? It feels like a lot of people
I'm
have
about to get in
headline-
the hell out of business.
How hard
I
is
wouldn't. I wouldn't because I
Is it like
feel
tent business?
I feel like it's hard, and I feel like you're inhaling adhesive glue and bad
Health-wise.
shit.
So I had someone respond that says Tiguan visors require a special tool, and even with the tool, they break 50% of the time, and they're not cheap to replace. The interior panels to take out just to get to the headliner
Yeah.
are a pain in the ass. You can
Okay.
try an upholstery shop, but it's not going to be cheap.
What kind of car is it? What kind of car is it?
A Volkswagen Tiguan,
What year?
2012.
Hey, let's see if we can get some BDMs to just blow the top off that motherfucker and put a goddamn sunroof on it.
It has a sunroof.
I like the way you're thinking. I like the way you're thinking.
well, that seems significantly harder
No,
than
no.
actually
I
just
bet my- I
sticking
bet-
a headliner.
Yeah.
What you've
I vote
described is
Jimmy
a.
Rig. I vote Jimmy Rig.
What about Montana Tom? I know he can. Let's hit him up.
Yeah, what you just suggested a harder thing to do, Jolly, like installing a sunroof or doing any modification. I'm just just wondering, like,
you're Tom Van. You don't have a headliner guy?
I did in the past.
Yeah, he did.
Back when my car headliners would droop down.
Yeah. and a lot of them were window tint guys, too.
It was...
you know what they say about that.
Or paint. Like, it's not like they just did headliners. They did paint and then also tint. And so it was just a guy in a garage.
Yeah,
but
he'd do meth all day. And then, but tint, and then, like, headliner.
You had to go...
Street glow.
To one of these businesses that the business is just a row of, like, you lift up garage doors.
Drive in there, and then you sit scared for your life in a tiny little office while he works on it and does math.
And then the guy, you have to leave your car there, and then it'll be fixed a couple weeks, and then they'll leave it out by the front, and then just go pick it up.
Yeah,
and your
keys are under the visor.
or on your front tire. And it's always that.
If you see a black guy with a Luigi mustache,
I've never seen that.
Out of that.
A black guy with a Luigi mustache.
That's
no
a thing? Yeah, I know a guy like that.
You know a black guy with a like a handlebar mustache?
His name's Sylvester. He's an older black man, but you know.
Okay, all right, classic, yeah.
I used to go to a mechanic shop on OBT. Speaking of OBT, that I remember. This was like when I had a bad alternator in some car and some the radio days.
Was that tire place?
So you were drunky to bear that.
Oh yeah.
You really didn't give a shit about nothing.
But it was like, hey, go get the alternator at this like tool shop, and then bring it with you to this mechanic, and then they'll put it in there.
No, my old Volkswagen, the 82 Rabbit I had, the red one, the one that I have the model of that Johnson Arms made me that I keep in here. That car was the same thing. We went to the pull and pay. We got the alternator. Mm-hmm. I wrapped it up in like newspaper or whatever. It was sitting on my passenger seat.
It's always on your passenger seat.
Yeah, then my dad and I drive the car over there. We drop it off. Mom comes and picks us both up. We leave the car, and then we saw the car in a couple weeks, like you said, when he got to it.
Yeah.
And when we got it, it was dirty because I had it parked behind the garage, and all this crap was falling on. You know how it is. You know, you get it back, it's like dirtier than it ever was. But hey, it ran good.
Oh yeah. And I mean, you got to clean it up after.
Yeah.
Another poor person thing that I remember is bringing my own tires to the shop for them to change them out, and then they were refused to take the old ones.
Yeah,
they're like,
you put them in the back of the truck.
Put them in the back of the truck.
Yeah, and then you bury them in your front yard, and you spray paint them green to make a dragon play toy for your kids to play on.
What's the line between being budget savvy and a poor person thing, you think? Because if I can take those tires to the shop, I think the way to save money, I'm going to take the tires to the shop. If I can save $200, I'm going to do that. That's just smart.
Well, $200 is a lot of money, so yeah.
Well, you know how much pussy I can buy with $200?
Oh, my God.
The line is like whether it's worth your time.
I'm sorry.
So, okay,
I'm sorry.
For instance,
no,
Jolly,
you're good. Keep it up.
It's like, I, too, want to save $200, but then if the amount of time it takes to save $200 is therefore counterintuitive to the savings. So
I feel like you value your time, like you give your time per hour more money than maybe Jolly would.
Yeah, well, everybody has their own value of time.
I mean, because like, you're probably talking to somebody about a sponsorship, or, you're doing a lot more than me, But I value my time to the point where, like, I will pay to get that time, because I could be doing anything in that time. You know what I mean?
Well, everybody should do this, and I feel like a lot of people don't. And some people, like going back to mentally ill cheap, they spend way too much time trying to save $5, and it's like, well, you're actually
dad used to do that with gas and stuff. Like
my girl do that.
It's counterintuitive to what your own goal is, to save money, because you're actually wasting more money than you're saving, but you can't see it because all you see is the actual dollar and not the time.
It's like the argument I get in with Andrea about, like, she'll say, like, I'm exhausted, and I'm like, yeah, but you also don't get anything delivered. You always have to go pick it up. You always have, like, you're always
you're gonna weigh it out.
Take the harder path. So yeah, you are exhausted because you do a lot.
And no matter how much money you make, you should always do that equation in your head. Like, is this worth the amount of time that I'm spending doing this? Like, now, if it is, you should do it. But if it isn't, you should not do that.
Gotcha.
And should focus on something else that's going to make you more money or whatever it is. Now, like I said, everybody's in a different situation and everybody has a different equation, but it's hard to find that. And it took me a while before I realized just throwing money at it or paying someone that's a professional.
Easier,
it was not even easier, but it actually saves me money because it saves me the time and the headache, and in learning it myself, I'm trying to do my own plumbing and stuff. Just call the plumber.
Yeah.
Like
it is better that way.
That's when you became an entrepreneur, not to cut you off. That's when you realize it. When you getting a check from somebody, you like, oh, I work my time. Let me have fun with the rest. Not realizing if you were an entrepreneur, you got 24 hours and you on call all day. That is like the dopest shit ever to me.
Well,
it's tiresome, but at the end of the day, as long as what it is you're working towards, I'm like, I did this.
That sounds exactly like what you said.
You know what I mean? I did this because
that's he'll make a great intern for you because that's exactly what you said.
Yeah, well, yeah. But then, Jolly, like everything, and you always look at the other side, and there is some advantages in just working for a corporation and leaving it all at home.
I don't like that, but yes, there are some. If you don't want the constant headache, if you don't want the constant buzz of anxiety, then yeah, maybe working for a company, receiving a check and doing a good job and leaving it there is a better choice.
Yeah.
But the difference is it's
how you feel about how fulfilling is it to you.
True.
You know, like if
is it rewarding at all?
If one's a soul suck and you're miserable, then you got to look at that.
Do you hate all the people you work with?
Yeah,
Do you hate your job?
Like this is a family here. You know what I mean?
Like,
y'all probably have y'all moments. Of course, you're around somebody all the time.
No, we care. I think we all care about each other.
Yeah.
Sure, there's no way to work like this and not. I was making a joke, but yeah, I think so. But we don't look at it like that because there's just always something to be done. So we don't even have time to think about that.
But okay, like let's say if you like, hey, next week I gotta fly to North Dakota for whatever reason because humans don't even live in North Dakota.
No.
But if you got to do that, you can do that. If you work for Pepsi and they paying you $250,000 a year, you owe them 60 hours.
No, we've done
a
this
week.
before. We've had
of
emergencies
course.
pop up, or this comes up, and we go like, "Hey, we can pivot."
that.
You can't. Now that's one of the advantages. All right, so so there's advantages of working for yourself, but then the disadvantage is you could do it, but you also suffer the repercussions of
finance.
If the business is hurting your own business by taking time off, then that's a repercussion, and you got to worry about that. And then when you're on vacation, you don't just get to not think about your business anymore.
It's always there.
It's like,
in the Dominican Republic, I checked emails every single day to the point where I think even Sam said, like, yeah, what are you doing here? And I'm in there looking at emails.
I mean, because it's your production, though. That's the difference. If I work for Pepsi, let's say, the guy who's above me, because I never call nobody no fucking boss. Like, if the guy above me says, hey, you did a great job, I'm not going to feel the same satisfaction I am if I'm like, okay, I just dropped a new shirt on the winnersgroup.com and it just sold 30 of them. You know what I mean? Like, but I feel good about that.
Can I jump in
my
on that?
brand.
Yeah, for you, but I will say that your equation that you just talked about, I don't think it works like that for me. I'll only speak for me.
Yeah.
When we accomplish something great here, I am very, very, I don't ever look at it. I don't ever relish in it. I don't ever, look at it and step back and take a deep breath and go, holy shit, this is amazing.
I
never do. But if I get one email from one guy who doesn't matter, casual listener, don't even know the guy, doesn't fucking matter, from Adam, and he says, I was listening to you today and you sound old and you're a piece of shit. And that guy,
that's for me.
That's the one
I got that
fuck up
one.
your whole
You said
week.
you're old and sound like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But that would fuck up my whole week. So I will say that it would work maybe for you because obviously everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it doesn't work like that for everybody because I'm weird, he's weird. We all are different and weird in our own right.
I'm not gonna sit and dwell on the moment, but I'm gonna say and I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
I need to be better at that.
My problem is I don't celebrate nothing. I just feel like that's supposed to happen, and I just keep going.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It's a good
no
way of
time
looking
to
at it.
celebrate. Just
Right.
keep on working.
Jeez.
But then when you look back, you will look back every once in a while and be like, "Oh, I accomplished a lot." And then having appreciation for that is hard.
It is hard.
Because then your ambition is, well, I'm not as far as I wanted to be, and that's what keeps everybody grinding. But then it's bad for you if you never appreciate it.
Yeah, he's right. I'm haunted by staying in conventional corporate world as long as I did. I think about it sometimes, and I'll be like, man, if you'd have been at earlier.
But I mean, that's a safety net. You gotta have something to make you push. That safety net. That's just a part of being human.
Yeah, but you could come out like me. Like, I'm tired now. Who knows how much harder I would have been able to push if I'd have done this younger.
But that's if you would have found whatever in your brain told you jump. You know what I mean?
I don't think I would have ever found that if it hadn't happened the way it did.
Yeah. It was a situation.
That was me in the dangerous brain. I was like, jump! And then he did it. He was like, no! And then I was there by myself. And I was like, Well, maybe I'll just stay on. They'll give me his money.
Let's talk. Let's go into the next one that actually has to do with business. I think I may have fucked up with Maisie because I made a deal with her. She's the best dog mom ever with this puppy, and now we've gotten her to a point where she can take out Dansby by himself. And because she takes him out to poop and pee, I told her, I said, hey, every time you get a poop and a pee, or I said, for every poop, I'll give you $1. If you pick it up and clean, it's coming back to fuck me up because she's just doing it all the time now. She's already up to $12, like of the last 2 days.
All right,
because puppies shit a lot. It's
Maybe
a puppy.
she got her hand on some laxatives.
Yeah. No, I just think that's the way it happens. Like he'll go out and poop and pee. She'll pick it up with her hand, pull it out, wrap the thing up, throw it away.
Dude, you got it good for $1.
For $1.
That's a good deal.
I mean,
well, I was going to ask you, is that a good deal? I did?
Yeah.
You think I did?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah.
My sons won't do shit.
She's crushing it, dude. She's crushing it. Up to $12. Well, I gave her a $5 signing bonus. I said, if you sign on now, I will automatically give you $5.
Yeah.
But she was like, so every time I go, you got to get the warm poop, and you got to feel it in your hand, and you got to pull it up, and you got to wrap the bag out, tie it, and put it in the little dispenser. And she's like, I can do that. And I was like, I'll give you $1 every time you do that. And I've got pictures right here. I'll show you. It's happening, and she's making a lot of money, and she's into it. Here's the latest photo. Andrea sent me this earlier. There is Maisie.
Well, your teacher had to work.
Picking up poop. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
She should run a little
She
business.
also came out when we picked up
school.
trash for the Loyal Lady Society of Tom and Dan. Haven't seen the boys out there yet.
No, I'm telling you, they're
men.
lazy.
Yeah, they're men, and they'll end up being bosses someday. They don't need to do the grunt work. That's for ladies.
I try to get them to do shit around the house and or like rake leaves. Or I've offered them $20 a bag of leaves.
God damn. $20 is a good ass bag of leaves, man. Holy shit!
We would just get told to rake the leaves.
Yeah,
there was no money for it.
I hear that. Believe me, when I tell these stories, they're like, "Oh, my dad didn't give me an option. It just told me." Hey, I tried.
It's just something you did.
It was what I had to do to get my $5. I only got $5 allowance. Did you get allowance?
No.
Yeah, I got $5 a week if I did all my shit. And my shit was like the dumb stuff that Sam's talking about. It was like rake the leaves, mow the grass. Granted, it was a riding lawnmower. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
$5 a week?
$5 a week.
That was damn.
I feel like I'm on the
man.
prairie or something, right?
Yeah.
Like that's an old ass. No, I know. I'm only 46,
time.
but I feel like everything is so much faster, and it's like it's multiplying and going faster.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. That's it.
That's what happened. That's what your grandpa said, right?
Towards
Yeah.
that. Yeah. What's the next?
What else we got?
We got top of head ponytails.
Oh yeah, I gotta have a hot take and just shit on something.
Them things there.
Well, guys that wear it back here, I don't understand. Look, I am all about the fashion. I'm all about wear what you want to wear and be comfortable. I wear Crocs for Christ's sake. I wear Vans. I wear jeans. There's certain fashion, cues and things that I enjoy. What I cannot understand, because I look at it and I don't understand what it's for, is men that have a tiny ponytail on the lower back portion of their back of their head. It's right here, like samurai area. And it is tiny. And when they untie it, Aaron Rodgers kind of has it.
Yeah, okay.
It's like when they untie it, it becomes like almost like
samurai ponytail.
It's almost like a grandma haircut. But no, their hair isn't long. It isn't like Ross long. I'm talking they got just enough. It's just enough for a fucking ponytail. And you know who you are if you're listening to me, you CrossFit motherfuckers. You're out there and you got your tiny little ponytail. Why? What is it?
I think it's like utility, like
Christmas music.
No, that was Chumbawamba.
No,
I get knocked down, then I get up again. Right?
I just want to make sure we're still recording.
I got a church app on my thing. I like to read.
Church app.
Yeah, like I like to. It'll hit me every now and then. I like to.
You
read.
get
you got motivational.
I got a lot of motivation.
Why do they play Chumbawamba?
What was that? Was Chumbawamba?
It sounded like I get knocked down.
Or get up again.
But seriously, like the little.
I think it's why I wear a headband when I don't put product in my hair. I think it's just to keep the hair out of your eyes. So it's the equivalent of a headband.
But their hair isn't long enough to truly be in their eyes.
To make a ponytail, if you take that off, it would go into your eyes, right?
What it looks like is they're. I remember when I was growing my hair long, and one of the things I did that made me a poser when I first started growing my hair long, this is years and years ago, was that like as soon as you get enough to put it in a ponytail, you do it. And that's what it looks like these guys are doing. I hate it. I don't understand it. I see it at I went to the mall. I know you think malls aren't. I'm walking around Florida Mall. I'm seeing it is endless sea of ponytails, tiny ponytails.
I mean, if you grow,
I hate
your
it.
hair, but
No, I just fucking hate it. If you want to grow a ponytail, grow your hair long. You can't have mouth-length hair and have a ponytail. You look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you do.
It just looks fucking stupid. I
It's
hate
a man
it.
bun, right?
No, I hate it. I hate it. Hate it.
What do we got next here?
Now and laters are thinner.
Now and later, I love now and later.
I love now and later too. We've got the portion of the show where it's just small, dumb old man.
What?
Dumb old M-word yells at the sun. Now and laters are thinner. They're like,
oh yeah, they're not the same.
They used to be thick and come in like a 4-pack with a
Hurt
little
your teeth,
cellophane.
yeah.
It was a 6-pack for 25 cents.
Six-pack.
Now these cocksuckers are charging you 35 fucking cent for a 6-pack
It's
of now
inflation,
laters.
man.
Yeah, and
Bullshit.
they're thinner now. If you buy them,
How do you know the price of that?
He buys them all the time.
Yeah, I like now laters.
they're flat. They're flatter. They're like,
They used to be juicy.
yeah, they're still juicy. They still got that, like, what is that called?
Flavor.
Citric acid or whatever they put in there. The same shit with Pixie Sticks, same shit with Smarties, same shit with Now and Laters. It's like citric acid or something they put in there. But, like, they're thinner now. And I've noticed that a lot of products, and I think and Tom's going to tell me, it's probably just their way of saving,
No, it's cutting back, yeah.
$20 million
Cost,
a year.
100%.
But yeah, you see that a lot of products, like it's like a slight change. I'll give you another one. Mexican pizza. The shells are different. I think all of this is
At Taco
done.
Bell?
Yeah. All of this is done to save money.
Yeah,
And I get it, but it's just like when when it's that apparent to me, like as soon as Andrea ordered the Now and Laters, I looked, I said, these aren't Now and Laters. You ordered cheap like substitute. And she's like, no, these are real Now and
But
Laters.
I mean, that's because we old though.
I know.
Young people
I
don't
know.
even realize what
Remember
happened
when
back
Now
then,
and Laters
you know
are
what I
big
mean?
and fat and you got what your money
That's what we
was worth?
sound like. God
I know.
damn, this
I know.
bullshit, man.
I know.
I'm calling corporate.
I know.
What virtual head watch?
Vital Hero.
Oh, Vital Hero Watch. The Vital Hero Watch.
How do you get virtual head watch?
This goes into an email that we got. I'll combine this with an email we got. Well, this is going to be the last one, too, so we can get out of here. But Vital Hero, it is now they now have a Whoop band or an Apple Watch or whatever for children. And I can combine this with, there was a listener that wrote into us and said, like, hey, are there still fat camps that kids can go to, like a fat kid camp? Because they were watching some movie. I think it was, what was the movie with the fat camp?
Heavyweights?
Heavyweights, thank
Yeah.
you. They were watching Heavyweights, and their question was, are there still fat camps? Now, was this toy Vital Hero? Like, it is basically a Pikachu on your wrist, right? And the only way that Pikachu, on your wrist, gets strong and able to fight your friends is if you move all day. So when you move all day, your Pikachu in your watch, I'm just using that as an example, gets strong and has like the ability to fight. If you just sit around all day, then your character in your watch gets weak and is
Will it
sedentary.
die?
It'll die. Yeah, I think they
So
could,
it's
Oh,
incentive
man, it's
for
like a Tamagotchi.
but for like
a
exercise.
Fitbit
Yeah, exactly.
mixed, yeah.
exactly. And then this guy combined it with the question of, are there fat camps around? Because I would imagine that this is to counter and try to get sedentary kids to move
Yeah.
around.
Could you Bubba the Love Sponge,
Absolutely.
FCC put this on a watch winder?
100%.
Or EJ,
Yeah.
get the rocking back and forth.
It literally
Yeah,
only
yeah.
takes a fat kid to put it on a watch winder to realize that he can still be fat and have the strongest Pikachu in town. Yeah.
So fat camps, is that still a thing? Like,
I'm sure they are, but they probably call them something else.
Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
got mad.
Yeah, they got me. They don't call them fat camps.
Well, I
anymore,
understand,
shit anymore.
but they call it exercise camps, or it's something
Fitness camp.
fitness camp.
Fitness camp.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Chunky count.
I don't know. I don't think they even mention.
Black people are harder on their children. I think chunky camp is acceptable.
Black
but-
people.
harder on their
we
kids.
curse kids the fuck out.
Well, we learned
Not
that.
me,
Wellness camp.
Yeah, we've learned that from a lot of black mothers, comedians we've had on here, like namely,
There's actually quite a bit in Florida. A lot of fat camps.
Remember Miss Pat? Miss Pat talking
Yeah.
about kids. I mean, she
Oh,
didn't
y'all
pull any
had
punches.
Miss Pat on here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was
Yeah,
great. But
yeah.
like, I can see Miss Pat still calling it fat camp and being like,
100%.
"Nah,
Miss
it's chubby
Pat a
camp."
real one.
What
Yeah,
is
she is real.
What's the cost of a fitness camp nowadays?
see.
And what
I need to
age-
go. I'm like a little fat kid. Let me send me there.
What do they? Is it just like the activities all day, like to teach you healthy eating
I think they
and
I think
activities?
they teach you nutrition. I think they They try to teach you that it's a lifestyle and not a diet. You know, they try to you got to do this all the time.
What foods to eat, what foods to avoid.
Yeah. And then you learn how to swim, maybe finger a girl.
So,
by the way, the
now
easiest
that'd be a bonus. They had finger blasting. I'm pretty sure a lot of heavier kids.
Easiest girl to finger, and this ties into the hurricane. Any girl named Nicole, you can finger her first date.
Oh, I was gonna say something stupid.
It can be stupider than what I just said.
I stuck my foot in a girl in the 9th grade named Nicole.
Come on.
That's Black Dancer. What do you think? That's your new intern.
Not my whole foot, just my pinky toe.
Don't you have crazy ass looking feet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All my black friends have crazy ass looking feet.
They weren't that bad in high school.
Well, you're
How
old
did
man now.
you convince her to do that?
I went with the flow, baby.
Like you can't get pregnant by
I'm
a
gonna tell you about
Tom.
this flow time. Either way, we go to work, baby.
But then again, it's just like
That's the name of the show. You can't get pregnant by a toe.
don't put your toes in there. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't say that.
You do it like it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, confidence.
Well, all right.
Yeah. You're breaking down too
I'm
much.
looking at you. That's a good place to plug.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just like, yeah.
That's a good place to plug.
All
Oh
right.
my God.
So, Sam,
Yeah.
semantics this weekend?
Yeah, we'll
all
be
right.
recording this Saturday afternoon. Get your voicemails and emails in. And if you want to go back and check out the last you heard about this one, we did record it on Twitch. We had some technical difficulties, but it's worth watching because it's pretty funny.
All right. Jolly, where can people buy a T-shirt? Are they for sale online?
Gina's working on my site because I don't know a lot.
You got to get her name right. That's a real one.
Gina, that's my partner, man.
Okay.
She was
Y'all
our
know
bartender
Gina.
at the Orlando
Yeah, yeah,
Celebration.
she's-
She's so sweet.
Like, she hit me up and was like, hey, I'm going to help you with this because I don't know what the fuck going on.
Okay.
Like, I still own the name. I have to get a host site now because GoDaddy, I thought that I was paying them, but I guess it was free for 1 year.
Oh, they did that
Now I
trick,
owe them
yeah.
$600. So I'm trying to find the least expensive
Tom knows
place.
Mr. Daddy. He said,
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you know GoDaddy?
Yeah, I'm very familiar.
I'm just trying to find a cheap host site so I can throw it back up. But she been busy, so But if you got me on Facebook or
Hold on,
Instagram,
I got it.
Squarespace.
we can help you out.
All right,
I
yeah.
got an idea. What if me and Jolly tried to build an internet business? So follow me.
What's it called?
We'll
Toe Bros.
Well, we'll figure it out. I'm just saying, like, if someone filmed us, just me and him figuring out the internet and how
you
to build.
suck at technology too, huh? I'm so bad at it.
Just
Oh
trying
my
to build a
God.
website because do you think I'm better than Jolly at technology?
No.
Nah,
TECHJOLLIGY.
we by the tie now. We by the tie.
Because okay,
Do you want to be our official technology correspondent?
Yes.
Correspondent?
Yes,
I
he does.
want-
And
Yeah.
TECHJOLLIGY.
No,
We'll
like,
do TECHJOLLIGY.
I'm serious because I may know a little bit more
I
than
think,
Jolly.
you know what? I'm
Maybe.
a betting man because I hang out with you enough to have it in my
'Cause
blood now.
I've absorbed-
I'm going to go with you, buddy.
Okay, like
Is that
So you
surprise
think he know more about technology than me?
I think
There's
that
no way. He's never posted a TikTok video ever before in his life.
Well, I could if
You
I
been
wanted to.
on it.
I have to look at.
I think he could.
How
I think-
much we betting? Eyebrows?
I mean, he's not a fucking idiot.
How about we bet eyebrows?
Okay, no. What?
Bet eyebrows? What does that mean?
Okay,
That means if
Shave
you
the
lose,
eyebrows, yeah.
Oh,
No,
dude, you
gotta
can't
do the Whoopi
shave your
Goldberg.
eyebrows. You got your pop-ups eyebrows. It's defines your face.
What if the bet is me and Jolly have to start an internet business, right?
Yeah.
And then we have to sell.
What's it called?
Over $100 of items on this
That's
internet
not
business.
a lot. Somebody will come in and just give $100.
Okay, over 10,000.
Whoa.
Whoa, now
dollars
that's good.
Yeah,
worth of business.
That'll never happen.
But the key is
never know.
we have no outside help. It's just me and Jolly, and we have
Oh
to
my
figure out
God.
how to build
Market, build a website. We're gonna die. We're gonna fucking
Why
die.
would you die?
I don't know.
Stress, have a heart attack.
Like,
Yeah.
okay,
It'd be a
speaking
lot
of
of stress.
GoDaddy, I know how to go to GoDaddy. I've seen Daniel do it. He goes on there, he buys.
Well, you Googled how to get on a Facebook, so stop.
true.
Can we use Google?
Yeah.
Yes,
We
we
know
use
we
Google.
can
I mean, if you
use
don't, you'll
anybody-
never get it done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What?
If we take away the internet, now you guys have to start
Yeah, well, that's goddamn impossible, John. Of course, we get to use the internet, but it goes to show you that the internet will tell you, like, if you go how to build a website, like Squarespace, we had that as an advertiser for a while. That's supposed to be the easiest way to do it.
It
It
is.
looked complicated.
It is. No, it really is.
Like, even when I was like,
No, it's
reading the
even better,
commercials,
dude. That
I was like,
10
I
years
couldn't do
ago.
this shit.
That was 10 years ago. Now it's even easier. Now they have websites Kavana that'll like literally design
Wix.
a logo for
Wix,
you.
yeah.
Well, like Kavana, I think you go in and you just like steal, like not steal, but they give you different elements and you can literally design your own logo. They've got so many things that we never had when we started this, not to sound like a dumb old man. It's way easier. Way easier.
So we just got to figure out what the business is going to be. I could sell plants.
Oh, man, Jolly don't want to do no bull. That's some white-ass plant.
No, plants are. I got a buddy of mine. He got a. Like, he do the screen printing, and he got something called Plant Poppy. That's his thing. We used to work together, and he'll just buy plants.
He's the plant daddy.
Okay, well, hold on. Don't you have a screen printer at your house or the ability? You do your own shirts, right?
I have the ability to do anything with shirts.
Okay, we got shirts and we got plants. Oh, what else do we need?
We're on shirt plants.
I feel like
let's sell sandals. We'll make a killing on them.
Sandals.
Everybody.
He switched out the UFO Goofos.
because you
we
bullied
him too much. Yeah,
And all we got to make is $10,000.
You know, if we could convince Tom somehow, like that, everybody in this room would like goof on his haircut and be like, "Man, you look like a turd. You're the worst." Like he would literally go home and shave his head.
Yeah.
no, it's not because I know what's
You know the Goofos, yeah.
I know the reality.
Yeah,
so
but
when
they're good
other
for
people
you.
point
They're
out the
good for your
reality,
feet.
yeah, but I know they look stupid.
You got to power through, man.
Yeah, no, but when
They
you
look better than what the hell you got on right now. These are swamp sandals.
these are reefs.
They're literally.
But how old are those
They're
things?
made of mud.
They're literally mud.
They're broken in, though. You know, they're comfortable.
Yeah,
They're broken, all right.
Yeah, they're broken in two pieces.
They were my garage sandals.
You have different sandals for every room in your house.
Well, I leave them all. They're in like I got pool patio sandals.
It's like a paranoid person does with guns. You just leave
They're
them
in every
everywhere.
entryway. My pop-up, they're like what he did with guns, and except for he'd be very mad.
Very extremely angry with
Oh,
you.
your papa was a gunman?
Oh, yeah.
Big gun.
Still is in heaven. He's shooting them in heaven. You can hear it sometimes at night. You can
Cloud
hear
guns.
Yeah, cloud guns.
All right, so Jolly, we'll figure that out. Anything else to plug?
Tuesdays at Nightshade Lounge, 536 West Church Street, every Tuesday.
That sounds great.
The show starts at 9 o'clock. Not black people time, 9 o'clock sharp.
I got to ask Daniel and Sam something.
Well, 9:30 sharp.
See you next Tuesdays.
This is about to happen, and I want to
what's
know
happening?
what you guys think.
He's got a gun.
No, is it every time we do a show with Jolly, Jolly always wanders in because I usually after the show I usually go down and sit at my desk.
And he'll go.
and then I'm sitting at my desk.
I love your laugh.
I'm stressed. I'm writing some emails, and then Jolly will wander in, and then I'll start teaching him about the podcast
Yes.
business.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then- so I'm
and I
wondering-
sit in here and I turn everything down. I turn everything down.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
And I secretly sit here and listen to it. And inside my mind, there's a little me, and I'm jacking off. I'm like,
because I'm wondering what.
I'm so happy that he's pontificating.
Man, I love you motherfuckers,
With
man.
me-
Y'all
love you
my
too,
brothers
man.
in real life,
Because with
bro.
me and Jolly going back and forth about the business aspect, I'm wondering what you guys are thinking.
It's like
inside
watching
of-
two powerhouses. It's like watching Jake and Logan Paul discuss their next video. It's like, oh my God, these guys, like, they have their thumb on it.
I'm just curious of, if you're in here laughing or you're in here looking at each other or writing little notes.
I'm not in here. I've already gone.
Hey, Sam gonna be gone in 3 minutes.
And then I see her headliner.
It's the weekend.
I see her
Bye.
headliner flopping down the road, flapping against her face. And then
All
I'm
right.
in here. I'm trying to get out of here as fast as humanly possible.
So, again, a couple things, a la cartes for your anniversary parties this weekend.
CVE group will be out there. I'll be out at Orlando Solar Bears on Sunday.
Yeah,
If
go
you're not
hang
going to
out.
that, go out to Sanford at the Sanford Food Truck.
If you
Fiesta
can't
and see
find
Eric.
Sam in section 118, take advantage of that bar up above, and
Yeah.
you'll probably see her somewhere up there.
Hold on, can I say one more thing? I forgot. I got a show on Sunday.
plug it.
It's at Neighbors. That's in the Southwest.
Wait, I know
End,
where.
something
Yeah,
like that.
I've heard of that.
It's a girl named Niffer. She booked me for it.
Nicole, is her name? What?
Niffer.
Niffer.
She has a
The Neighbors Orlando?
Neighbors
Neighbors.
Orlando.
That's on Corinne.
Damn it, I love you.
It's on
Corinne,
Corinne. I knew
yeah.
that. That's my neighborhood. Yeah.
Jolly, you're
Right up here.
You're
That's
giving
not
out
far.
information. No one needs to know. Like, Niffer booked me for this.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm a babbling idiot a lot of the
cool.
time. Most of my life, I've been a babbling idiot.
Nah.
Well, when's the show?
It's upstairs
Oh.
at the East End Market.
Sunday, I think the show starts at like 7. You know, like
That's
it's
great.
a good spot. Like,
Cool.
What a great spot for you, dude.
well, I mean, Niffer put it together. She owns a marketing company, and like she's a
That's
new
dope.
comic. But like me with comics, like all the new people, I like to embrace y'all because I know it's weird. You with all these other weirdo motherfuckers talking about dick jokes. So I just like, hey, my name's Jolly, and I do a thing on Monday as well. If you're a new comic, everybody come to my house, and you do your jokes in front of everybody, so we can break down the bullshit that you ain't got to talk about to make the joke funny. You know what I mean?
Oh, like a think tank.
Yeah, like a writing session. You know what I mean?
That's smart.
Because I don't want everybody to suck. I want people to be like, Orlando comics are fucking monsters.
Well, you've always been like super supportive and helpful with people, man, and I think that's why people like you. So thanks for coming in today.
Oh, yeah.
Is there
Thank
anything
y'all,
else that we
man.
like? When got a website? We'll get that up soon.
Well, tell them to inbox me, man. If you just inbox me.
Yeah, where can people get at you?
I'll do your website,
They
Jolly.
will. You will? I need a hosting site.
You know what? You're in good hands.
I know
now.
hosts.
Yeah, this guy.
I know.
This guy knows hosts.
It won't be $600 a year, will it?
Let me just say, I've been working on that.
It'll be the best prices. I know where the best.
Man, the
prices
other
are.
night,
I got the best prices.
The other night, the only thing I could say, like Trump, because my voice is a little hoarse, was, let me just say, and it was really good. It was a good one. Let me see if I can do it. Let me. No, I can't do it. But I was doing it for Andrea, but it was the only thing I could say was, let me just say, and I wouldn't stop doing it. And I was trying to get a blowjob, and I was like, let me just say. And then I'd go back to me, I'd be like, I want a blowjob.
Oh, is there any time left to bid on the auction?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me see.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Full transparency.
You have 43 minutes
All right.
to bid.
43 minutes.
Yeah.
If you want
to stay at the Air T&D for the Beer Fest weekend, Friday and Saturday night.
There you go. Get on it.
TomandDanGiveBack.com.
TomandDanGiveBack.com.
All right, guys. We will see you on Monday.
Look, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.